That should do it. Maybe. There we go. Cool. Back on YouTube now. Hello. Okay, we're back. Yeah, so we had people that we interviewed that didn't make it to the final video. There's a lot of my own stuff that I wanted to put in there selfishly that didn't make it to the final. Yeah. So that's what we were talking about. There was one part that I really wanted in there, and that's what I was like right in the middle of talking about before Mel came down and was like, "Y'all, the internet's bad." And that was when I was standing in front of the old store, and I had this moment of like realization where, like, you know when you see a band and you realize like this band is, and you see them in like a really small club, and you're like, this band is going to be playing stadiums in like 2 years, and you know that they're just not designed for this little tiny club you're seeing them in. It's almost like seeing seeing like a Metallica or something back in the day, like in the late 70s, where they're playing these like 50-person clubs where you're just like, this band should not be here. Bill Murray, the band, is recently one of those bands that I think of that was like playing Ace of Spades like 2 years ago, and their style, their music, everything about them belongs in a stadium. And now they're playing stadiums because they've completely blew up and gotten huge. And that was the feeling that I got when I walked into that first, after probably like the third visit in the original store. I was just like, this is not going to be sustainable in this place. Like, what you're doing here is much bigger than this. And it wasn't, how long were you in that location?
About 8 months until I decided to take the risk, but we were in there for probably about 14 months. But 8 months, yeah. I was like...
Yeah, so you were in there like a little over a year.
Yeah. We still don't have chat going on YouTube. Is you sure YouTube's going? Can we get anyone, even your mod, to say anything on YouTube?
Drum Smoke, are you there? There we go. Oh, okay. This chat is not good anymore. I gotta...
Oh, is it a different one you had to load up in there?
Yeah,
okay.
That's why.
My bad. So I'll make sure we're not missing people.
Thanks, Slayer. Appreciate it. Hi, Orion says... Hyperactive Pictures.
Yo. What's
First time chat.
What's funny about that is I didn't know that at that time. I was too busy in my element, hoping I would make it as a business, working my ass off. And
oh, it's Jesse.
Well, that's Jesse? Let's go. I know Jesse and his mom is watching.
YouTube is good. Thanks.
Awesome.
Liam on a rampage. But yeah, that was something in the original opening that I pointed out. I made that reference, and I thought for sure, like, that's going to make it. And then, things going to need to get cut for time. Of course, Still Dog, it's a little laggy. There's nothing I can do about that, Gaming Wizard. I'm sorry. Is anybody else having a problem with it being choppy? It's not laggy for me, yeah. Okay. I think it's a you problem. I don't want to put that out there, but maybe just reset your stream. Yeah, everybody else says it's fine.
I want to
say, there you go.
I want to say too, like, you doing this documentary, I didn't ask you to do it. It was a gift that you wanted to do for me.
Yeah, you definitely didn't ask
for
that.
Me and my wife, basically. It was a gift that you said you wanted to do. And when they watched this, you interviewed me first before anybody else. So I had no clue if anyone was going to say what and what they were going to say.
Yeah.
You asked me after the interview, would it be okay if I go interview your managers and stuff like that and your team? I was like, yeah, go ahead, man. I was too busy getting ready for the opening day, the day before. And then you came and you're like, oh, man, we need to do something with this.
Yeah. Well, it was like you and I sat down before we had done anything with the rest of the team, and we did that initial interview in the new store before the new store opened, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like, I feel like I need to get everybody else's story at this point. And that was when I spent pretty much the entire day that day going, we went to Rockland first, went to Roseville first, and talked to everybody there, and then went to Citrus and shot a bunch of stuff at Citrus. What kind of Dutch
Annihilator with whipped cream and caramel.
So yeah, it was not just so people understand. Not that any of you who are watching would even care, but this is certainly not one of those things where it's like Ryan came along and was like, hey, can I pay you, to come in and do this like documentary? No, this is like Matt and I were just there to shoot the grand opening, and we saw a potential for like telling such a cool story, and everything, much like everything else, every other pretty much partnership in my life, it just happened very organically, where it was like, this is really a story. And to be totally frank, like now that we're past that, I look at this and I'm like, well, there needs to be like a part 2. For like sure. There's a lot more that can be told. And yeah, now I'm already thinking of like, man, I wish I would have put this in there, and I wish I would have had this in there, and I wish I would have thought to talk about this, but then that's why you got to do another one. We're gonna have to do another one. I thought it started at 8. Just happened to get on early. Yeah, it does. The premiere is at 8. We're just here kind of chatting about it until then. Congrats on another. Do we want to talk about that?
Yeah. We got 30 minutes till we're showing the video, so whatever want to talk about. All right.
Yeah. I mean, Fancy is saying congrats on another new store. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, appreciate that.
While you talk about that, I'm gonna order some crumble cookies.
We could do that. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna open another store anymore, because now I'm just looking like a liar.
you said it in the video.
Yeah, I said it like twice now.
Just so you know, I actually cut most of those out.
For sure. But
because none of us believed you.
Yeah, I believe it at the time for sure, because I'm usually tired.
Well, you're
as
in
hell
the heat of things.
Yeah.
So
we keep hiring an amazing crew, and I just want to create more opportunities as well. And this one's going to be more of like a retail spot, so it's not going to be like your normal Fire and Ice stores. It's going to be beautiful, have great products and stuff like that, but it's not a huge spot. It's actually very tiny for us. It's about 2,500 square feet, but I think 2,000 of it is the sales floor. But what I liked about it is Citrus Heights and Rockland. It looks like it's kind of close to it, but with the traffic and stuff like that, and it's so like dense, the population.
Yeah.
And then Kaiser's right across the street, and there's thousands of Kaiser workers, thousands of people in the business parks next to it. And we're next to Jamba Juice, Starbucks, Jersey Mike's, Korean barbecue, Dos Coyotes. So most of those people get like hour lunches, and I just want to give a place for them to come eat some lunch, crack some packs, hang out, and just chill for a little bit. So that was the idea of the new one.
How long has it been? Like 3 months?
Yeah, we opened April 11th or 21st. And it hasn't been long. One of my good friends, Daniel, we share the same birthday too. He said at the grand opening, he's like, "You'll have another one by December." And I'm like, "Dude, you're crazy, bro. I'm not doing 2 in 1 year, and you're tripping." He's like, "You will." And I was like, I would have bet a lot of money that I wanted of. But
that's a good question, Kobe. Any plans on opening stores outside of California?
I've actually had quite a few questions about that, and really good friends saying that they would run it and possibly do like a franchise type thing. It's just hard putting my brand in other hands, even though I know the people, they're great people, and they will do good. But a lot of people don't know. Like, I work every single day. I'm not talking about text messaging and emailing and stuff like that. Like, I work 8 to 14 hours a day because it's my passion, and honestly, it's my therapy. So it's like being able to talk to people, grind. It's just fun. It's like my real life RPG, and I'm kind of addicted to this game.
Mm-hmm. I would say that you are.
Yeah.
There was quite a few. Crumble is closed, by the way. I'm very disappointed.
I didn't know about that. Well, not closed permanently, just the time.
No, it's closed today.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently it's closed on Sundays. I think they close at 7 on Sundays, which sucks because, man, those crumble cookies sounded really good. There was quite a few times in the documentary that another store was mentioned, and we purposely like cut a lot of those out.
Yeah.
In fact, that was one of the questions that I asked everybody that I interviewed.
Yeah.
Do you think Ryan's actually done opening stores for a while after this one? And I won't spoil it, but I'll give you all the full length interviews.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch them.
So you can watch and see what people had to say.
Because hearing Lee's response in the video was amazing.
Yeah.
Lee's part really touched me. I didn't know all the stuff that was happening like behind the scenes before he even worked for me and all that kind of stuff. So San Jose needs you, Ryan.
Yeah, Scatoma. Let's focus on some stores in the Bay Area first, maybe. Modesto needs a Fire and Ice. Shibs, don't worry, you're not late. The documentary doesn't premiere for another almost 30 minutes.
Dang, 2.5 hours away. That is crazy. Damn, yeah. There's opportunity there for sure. Are you in a small town, Kobe, or is it just no one has them out there? That's crazy.
Minnesota, Oroville. I mean, okay. Let's start.
I love that people care about it like that.
Let's start making a list here.
Yeah.
Are you snacky at all?
I could snack.
I mean, we could do one of them, the Pazookies from BJ's.
Those are bomb, but they obviously put the ice cream on the side, right? Because that'd be melted as hell.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they put the ice cream.
Hey, I'm down.
Closest game store is over. Well, Dill Dog.
Where's Dill Dog?
He's down in San Luis Obispo. So yeah, for sure.
Northeast Arkansas Retro Rick Game Point is in Conway, Arkansas. Oh, Lisa's his store. You have one of the best ones, so he does really good things out there.
Wait, so Rick's store is not called Retro Rick's?
It is. It's Retro Rick's Game Point. It was called Game Point before he took it over. I actually visited it like 4 or 5 months before he took it over.
How long goes he at it?
I want to say 2 to 3 years, maybe.
Oh, so not super long.
Yeah, and he just threw the Retro Ricks in front of it. And changed it up a little bit.
What kind would you like? Salted caramel, cookies and cream, sugar cookie.
I want to go with my wife's favorite, the Oreo.
Cookies and cream.
Yeah, she'll be jealous.
And vanilla ice cream?
Yes, sir. Put one in St. Louis.
That does sound
Bay Area Fire and Ice. Man, honestly, if I found the right partner, you guys are seeing what I'm doing in life and the drive. If I found the right financial partner that wanted to make this go across the United States, I think I would. But it would be a thing where they kind of like buy me out and then I help them build it and run them, basically. But man, it's just a lot of work. It's not that I wouldn't want that many. It's already having 3, about to have 4. It's a lot. The good thing is I'm promoting a lot of people. Now I have Sarah, Lee, and Dare kind of helping me. I hired 3 people to do like 50 to 60% of my job.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. I would like to have a day off a week, maybe.
I
might spoil myself with 2 in the future, but
that is ludicrous.
I would like a day off, but not for I guess not physically, because like I said, I love what I do. But so I'm better for my team. I'm better for my community too, because we all get mentally tired.
Yep.
But I just push through it and grind, and I do enjoy it, unfortunately. So it's hard to take this off.
Well, and that's why it's successful, right? Like, all right, cookies are ordered. That's why it's successful, because you enjoy it, because you love it. Empowerment is an amazing thing when you have a great team. Yep.
100%.
No, Raguls. Our Crumble doesn't have ice cream. Crumble is closed right now. So we opted to not do Crumble, and we're doing what is that place? BJ's.
Yeah. Deadpool hasn't started. The actual documentary hasn't started. We're doing that 8 Pacific time.
Yep. Okay, so let's go over exactly how we're gonna do this. I thought of like many different ways to do this, and I think the best way. Are you guys gaming tonight? No, we're probably not gonna play any games. We're gonna do the Fire and Ice documentary premiere tonight on YouTube at 8:00. But I'm gonna explain this real quick. Instead of me just putting the documentary up on the screen and letting everybody watch it that way, it would be best for the algorithm, if you humor us, to just open YouTube and watch it locally on your side, because that really helps. If we have, let's say between the 2 platforms, we got 100+ people watching, and everybody's watching on their phone or their own device, it's going to be launching at 8:00. That's when it premieres. So nobody could watch it before then. And while it's premiering, if you jump in 2 minutes after it's premiered, it's going to jump you in at 2 minutes. So everybody's going to be watching it at the same time, but it counts. It helps the algorithm go like, wow, there's 100 people watching this premiere. And that really helps, as opposed to me just putting it on my screen and projecting it out to you guys, where that only counts as like, well, it wouldn't count as any views. Yeah, Twitch, we're going to be here. We're going to be on Twitch. I'm just not going to like put up a separate screen on Twitch. So just go, it'll be on, no different than when you watch my long form videos on YouTube. So just pull it up on your phone and it will premiere. We'll premiere together at the same time. Everybody watch on your device. Does that make sense? So if you're watching the Twitch, yes, think of it as commentary from Twitch. Thanks, Adam. You're going to be seeing this image on Twitch, and then you'll be watching the documentary on your phone or wherever you want to watch it, your iPad, your TV, whatever. Yeah, open up a second browser and just to open it up on YouTube. That way, it gets the appropriate amount of views, and it just helps the algorithm. It helps go like, oh, we could feed this to more folks. What's up, Grave God? You can't watch both in the same cell? Then hop out of Twitch. Do you just have a cell, Paisano? You don't have like a cell on like your TV or a cell on a PC or something like that? Smart TV? Because if that's the case, then I would just close Twitch while you're watching the video. Watch the video and then come back to Twitch, because then we'll be... yeah, there you go, Shibs. Just jump over to YouTube, watch it on YouTube, and then come back to the live stream when you're done watching it. Because we're not going to be talking while the video's playing.
We'll be watching it with you guys.
Yeah, we're going to watch it and probably cry a little bit too. So
try not to this time. I'm going to try this time.
Good luck.
Not on live stream.
And then we'll come back and, watch it. I watch the one video where you had to spend $100 at Comic-Con. You saw Miku in the thumbnail? You and your Miku, man. Right now, I just have my cell unless the power comes back on. Well, like I said, just switch over and watch it. Taking a breath of the wild break. There are so many mechanics to figure out. Yeah, that's a game right there, man.
You didn't miss anything. It's about 19 more minutes till we put it on. We're just doing it on YouTube. He wants to do it that way because all of Matt's hard work and Tofer's hard work with this. He doesn't want everyone watching it to be one view.
Yeah, I just it would really help kick the algorithm into sort of high gear. You know what I mean? You know how that works? Hi guys, just joining. Oh, you gave me time. I already answered that question. What are some Q&A examples in the documentary? What do you mean?
You could just ask about the store.
Yeah, people, I mean, yeah, you could any question, like as you're watching the documentary and you're like, man, I wonder. When we come back after watching, you can ask any, and feel free to, if you are able to run both of those, feel free to still chat while the documentary is happening. We just probably won't talk because we'll be watching it. Ryan,
I didn't make
go
it.
To Comic-Con?
I didn't make it.
You should probably go next year.
Yeah. It looks crazy, bro. Was 250,000 people?
It's wild.
I don't know how y'all move down there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't walk the floor like all day. We're kind of, I mean, you saw the room. We're just kind of like chilling and laying by the pool and having fun. And this is the Fire and Ice documentary. Actually, I would say that like this would be, I would consider this a film, and I would consider this like the first film that I've ever really done as under the Tofer.A moniker. It's the first one that I've released for my channel. Everything else, I mean, these are all films that I do. I consider them all films, but as far as like, this is actually a production.
Yeah.
I would consider this a full-on production.
Did we talk? Was that when the internet went out, or did we talk about how this was a gift and stuff like that? Was that during?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very organic thing. I mean, I think our relationship in maybe that's where some people, not anybody here watching, would feel this way. But for the most part, like all of my, all of my partnerships that I have are all like very organic, sort of like, oh, I discovered this thing and man, I really like it. So I'm just going to talk about it because it's what I really like. I think a lot of people get confused when it comes to, especially when you start using the terminology of influencer or that sort of stuff. It's easy to look at something and go, oh, well, you're talking about this because you get paid to do it or whatever. And for the most part, and don't get me wrong, like sometimes brands, I do get paid from brands, and I always am pretty forthcoming about, any of that. I have to be under strict guidelines. But I only talk about the stuff that I enjoy. So when people go like, man, all you talk about, you every, once a week or whatever, you have a video up where you're at Fire and Ice or where you're talking about Fire and Ice, or you're talking about Mod Retro all the time, or you're talking about Razer or whatever. Like, in the grand scheme of things, like, do I know these folks really well? Yes. Do I have partnerships with some of them? Yeah. But it's only because I love it so much, I talk about it so much, it makes sense. Like, why would I not want to partner up with some of the people or brands that I feel really passionate about? It makes total sense, because in the I mean, it's no different than like Magic, or Wizards of the Coast, or whoever's in control of it now, coming to you and being like, you guys play a lot of Magic there and you sell a lot of products, and we should make you what's the term for it?
A store, a WPN store?
Yes, WPN store. We should do that. And that would be like, you'd be like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'd be selling out. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, weird.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You love Magic. You grew up playing Magic. You have tons of people in the store that come on a daily basis and play Magic. You sell a lot of Magic cards. That makes total sense to have that partnership, right?
And I'm passionate about it. I played it as a kid.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, you grew up playing it, right? So it just, I think that there is a lot of gray area when it comes to, especially what I do, where people would consider me like an influencer or whatever. It's like, I sometimes come on and I just talk about the stuff that like I found that day. Mel and I playing Splatoon Raiders. I'm going to tell you right now, Nintendo's never, I don't want to say they've never contacted me, but Nintendo did not contact me about going, hey, you should make a video about Splatoon Raiders because I know your audience would listen to you and it'll sell more copies. That's not why I talked about Splatoon Raiders. I talked about it because I bought a couple copies and we wanted to play it on the stream and I ended up liking it. So like, Nintendo never contacted me about it. They never paid me to do that. It was just something that I really enjoyed. Same thing with like Mouse PI. Like the people at Mouse PI, sure, they ended up giving us that briefcase and stuff. But beforehand, I started talking about that game because it looked really cool. And I liked it. And it seemed right up my alley, and Crosby ended up loving it. And so, yeah, I'm going to talk more about it. You talk about the things that you love. And in the process of me doing that, I've built these communities and these channels, and thus, it does influence people. I do understand that, and I do think about that, but also understand that like not everything that everybody does, they do for a monetary gain. Like I don't make videos about forgotten games on Friday and mystery music on Monday because I'm paid. It's because I like doing that shit, like it's just fun for me.
That confuses the hell out of me, honestly. Like, like I don't understand where people are coming from with that kind of stuff.
I think
to me,
it's
your
an
stuff is like
thing.
the life of Tofer, really.
Yeah, it's a peek into like my family life, my personal life, and I think a lot of people get confused because there is, the internet is the internet. And there is like there's a touch of like antitrust that happens there. Same thing with the government, right?
Antitrust, and how does that work? Like,
as soon as something breaks somebody's trust, then all of a sudden everything is not trustworthy. So
but
like
it breaks the trust if you say you like a product.
If somebody finds out that the person that they're watching on the internet was paid $10,000 to say they like the iPad, right? I love
so like
the
celebrities
iPad.
that get paid to talk about
Yes.
alcohol but don't drink alcohol.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they find out like, oh, that person doesn't actually like the iPad. They actually they hate the iPad, but they talk about it because they're getting paid, and so they feel duped by somebody that they trust, right?
Okay.
And now they no longer have trust in that person and their suggestion of product or whatever.
Well, I could say when I come over here, it usually takes 5 to 10 minutes of you showing me products that you just got from people, and check out this new product. Look, my son playing this. Look at this. Look at that. So I know you love your products. You don't work with people you don't believe in. Or
No,
you don't
I
like.
don't.
So
yeah. So I don't know. It's just I'd be saying this iPad is the bee's knees for $10K. Are you kidding me? Yeah, and you know. Again, that's not to say that I don't work with companies on a paid basis. Like, I do, but I'm always forthcoming about that. You know, like when I do giveaways, for instance, what was the last?
Well, the goal in your life is so you could do this full time, and the only way you could do this full time is to be paid by people and stuff like that. But you're going the route of trying to do it with everything you love, which might be hurting you a little bit, honestly.
It does.
Yeah,
it definitely does. I mean. There are plenty of, truth be told, I probably get like somewhere between 10 and 15 emails every day pitching me brand deals. And 99% of them I turn down because they're like Gen AI music or fucking dog food for this thing. Or, you know, it's like I have zero interest in this, thus my community would have zero interest in this. And so why would I break the trust of the people that I've spent 4 years now developing you know that trust with for a little bit of money.
Yeah.
And there's also been plenty of other times where like these companies have come and they're like, hey, we would love for you to check this thing out very organically, like check this thing out, we'd love to send it to you and get your opinion. And they send it to me and I'm like, wow, this is really cool, I actually really like this. And then it develops into great, would you want to do some videos on it? And, you know, we could work out some sort of partnership. And it's like, yes, I can't wait to tell people about this.
Yeah.
That's how it happened with Mod Retro. You know, like that's how it happened. That's how it has happened with lots of people. So, preach, bro. I am preaching. What happened to the live? Hey, Soviet Man's here.
Oh, what up, what up?
As a millennial, Tofer, you have reawakened the inner child specifically within the retro, in me specifically with retro games. That's awesome. I love hearing that. Oh, Game Slayer fed Zora a treat. Is the dog even down here? There she is.
Treat.
You get another one? Come on over. She got to favor that paw, you know?
She is spoiled. Every time I come over here, she gets a few treats.
You guys spoil the dog. Yep. This segment has been brought to you by BarkBox, the Porky. I'm just kidding. There you go. BarkBox never pay. I pay for BarkBox. I promise. A lot of the stuff that I get, I pay for. Where are we at time-wise? Ooh, man, we're getting close. Now remember, don't forget, you're going to want to pull out a secondary device or something, or open another window, or hop out of Twitch for a second and watch this as it premieres, because that's what we're going to do. That way, you know, it doesn't look like one person is watching the video. We get all 100 people or whatever, however many of us are here watching the video. And if you're watching over on YouTube, it'll be super easy for you because you're already on YouTube. All you got to do is just go over and check crossplay. Yeah. All you got to do is go over and click her on. And ta-da!
Well, quick question before. What was your favorite part of filming this?
Oh, interviewing you.
Really?
100%, yeah. I have been wanting to sit down with you and just have like an on video conversation to to be able to put out so people can see the you that I know.
Yeah.
For so long. And then secondary, like interviewing the whole team.
Yeah.
That was the way that Matt and I designed those interviews to just walk around the store while we were talking.
Yeah.
Was so much fun. Unfortunately, like I said, some of those interviews were like 30 to 40 minutes long, and then they got cut to 3 minutes. Like Lee, if you're still here, or Jesse, if you're still here, you guys remember how long your interviews were. Like, we walked around that store. Lee and I, we did like you could, yeah, you could like turn on the hero's journey thing from Zelda and see everywhere you walked, and we covered the whole floor. We walked all the way up one side to like the NES games, the glass case there. We stopped there and talked for a minute, and then we walked across to the cards, and we stopped there and we talked for a minute, and then we walked all the way down the card side, where the magic and everything is. And we walked all the way to the end, and we stopped there for a minute. It was just like, it was fun. And I thought, like, man, this is going to be so awesome to have all this movement while we're talking. It's going to feel really cool and organic. And then obviously we, after it was all said and done and we realized there was like 30 hours of footage.
That's crazy.
And it was like, 30-minute interviews. It was like, oh, damn, that's a lot. We're not going to be able to put all this in here. Yeah, we did a lap and a half for sure. And then, again, we tried to make it as much of a cohesive story as possible. And if there was anything that was like too repetitive, or was repeating itself, it's just, unfortunately, it was like, well, we can't put this in here. And then once that ball started rolling, it felt very clear that it was like, okay, here's the people that we need to put in here, because these are the people who all had enough of something different to say. Yeah. And that's not to say that everybody didn't have nice things to say, because everybody did have nice things to say, but it was like very, very much like the same, sentiment. And I thought it was very important that we at least heard from the people running the specific stores.
Yeah, how you guys connected was absolutely crazy. Because if you weren't here earlier, before we watched this, they did my interview first. I had no idea he was interviewing any of my team. I thought it was just a grand opening video that you two wanted to do. And we had that interview, and you're like, hey, I want to go talk to the other managers. Yep. So I had no clue. And one part in the film, when I remember, it's like I was talking about Lee, Jesse, and Dare. And you guys made sure to have Lee, Jesse, and Dare interview in there. And so it was just so powerful how Matt did that. He was able his connecting to, things is crazy.
He was and you guys set it up to be like, you didn't know that you were doing it. Yeah. But you mentioned Lee in your interview and how important him being part of the early, part of the store was. And then we went and interviewed Lee, and without telling him, like, hey, this is what Ryan said.
Oh, they didn't even know either?
No.
Oh, I didn't
know.
No,
nobody knew. And even with the exception of all the folks that we interviewed at the big store, like most, we didn't go talk to Dare and then be like, hey, we just talked to this person, this person. It was just like, hey, we're here to talk to you about your experience here. That way it didn't paint any pictures. I didn't want anybody thinking like, oh, well, this person probably said this, and so I'm going to,
of course,
say this also. And we didn't set anything up purposely. You guys just managed to, like, sort of like, you said a thing, and then it's almost like you threw a ball, and the other person caught it, and it was like, that's the connection we were looking for without spelling it out. And you could tell that specifically you and Lee have been working like hand in hand together for a very long time. Yeah. Because your guys' stories were like this, and all we had to do is just go like, whoop, there you go.
And at the same time, I found out so much more about Lee that I didn't even know in that video. Mm-hmm. Even though it's a few sentences here and here and here, they're like so impactful and huge. Yeah. That, oof.
Just wait until you see like the whole, all the interviews.
The only thing that sucks about this is like at the live panel, just to hear the people come up to the mic and talk, how powerful that was, like Soviet Man and all those people coming up, and it was like the whole room was crying because
Dude, whenever you talk about something on your channel, the price goes up. Stop doing that. Sorry about that. I always try and tell people though, like,
oh, like the Switch games. Are you saying what to buy? Yeah, it starts going up in price.
Yeah, I'm always like, hey, here's a thing that you're gonna want to keep an eye on,
giving them a heads up.
Just go buy this game now. Like a really good example is if you could find a physical copy for pre-order. It's not out yet, but all the pre-orders are gone for the Oblivion remaster for the Switch 2. Please do that. You're going to be selling those for like $150 very soon.
You think so?
100%.
What are they coming out for, like 30? 40,
50
50
bucks.
50 bucks will come.
$50 but it's already, all the pre-orders are sold out. Everybody's sold out. I called GameStop today and was like, is there any chance I could still get a pre-order? And they're like, no, the pre-orders are closed. Everyone, Amazon, everybody's sold out. Same thing with Mouse PI. I released a video about Mouse PI today. Like, go pick up a copy of Mouse PI. It's 100% physical. It's only $39. Like, it's going to be another one that you're going to see selling for all kinds of crazy money.
So you think it's like a Mario 3D All-Stars type thing?
Yeah, because especially
hard to get that one
especially
right
for something like Mouse PI. Mouse PI is an indie developer. They didn't do a ton of physical copies. So once those sell out, you know, like, and then the next thing you know, they're going to be at trade shows and all that other stuff for crazy money.
1 minute away.
Bring Fire and Ice to Phoenix. First time chat. All right. We're going to get into the... yeah.
I didn't see that thumbnail.
Fire, Ice.
That's hilarious. I haven't seen that yet. That's what it is on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got 5 people waiting. I would suggest getting into the premiere because it's going to happen, like, it's going to start here any second.
You have to disconnect from them? Or
Nope.
You already are?
We will still be here.
Okay.
But we're just going to watch it.
Oh, so we still see comments and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
We'll be able to see live comments on the Twitch.
Okay.
And then we'll also be able to... Oh, Matt, what's up, dude? Here it goes. Yeah. Share the link. Let me see if I can find one real quick.
Says
thanks,
waiting.
Matt.
You gotta like let them in, or no?
No. Thank you, Matt. There's the link on both sides. All right, we got just a little under 2 minutes.
Oh, like less people get in?
Yeah, and then people can chat live in the premiere of the video. We got Dill Dog, we got Shibby, we got Skatoma, Twisted Cracker is here, Bipolar Bear is in there.
Where's my boy Lee? Where's my boy Jesse? Roll over, roll over.
Matt, what's up? I'm excited. Never trust a link. Now watch, like right in the middle of it, our freaking cookie's gonna show up. It's all right. I love the premiere feature on YouTube. It's so cool. Like, it allows everybody to kind of like get into one place and like watch at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool.
Kind of late on the East Coast, so 11.
Yeah, but once it's live, it'll be live, and people will be able to go in there and watch it whenever they want.
For sure.
Hyperactive Pictures, that's Jesse, right?
Yep.
Yeah. In there and waiting. Slayer's there.
Huh.
Ryan and Tofer are going to cry.
Wait for your Tofer token.
It's very possible.
I'm going to try not to this time. I haven't watched it in quite a while. So.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. When we were putting this together, one of the things that I wanted to do was like give you that, like that feeling in your throat a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just that.
I naturally take it there a lot too,
Me too.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I was watching a movie the other day. Spider-Man, actually.
Uh-oh.
Crosby was like, "Oh, Dad, that was kind of a nice part," and I was like,
choking up, your throat hurt. You're
"Yeah,
you're trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Can you turn it up on our side?
All right, guys. We're gonna remain pretty quiet during this. I do love the intro. That was Matt. It's all Matt.
So almost 4 years ago, a friend of mine told me that I needed to check out this new video game shop that had just opened in town. It's not like anything else I've ever seen, he says. He clearly wasn't aware at how many video game stores I have actually visited in my travels. Turns out he was right. I had never quite seen anything like this. More importantly, that was the day I actually met Ryan, the man behind this crazy idea, and I had certainly never met a person like Ryan before. This behind me is that store. Do you remember going to that store for the first time? And I knew from the second that I walked into that store that it was not going to be sustainable in that space. I'm Tofer.A, and this is the story of Fire and Ice. Did you play games growing up? Yeah, of course. What was life like as a kid growing up? So growing up,
Thanks, Kobe.
Around 5 years old, I got taken to foster care. When Nintendo came out, my dad sent me my very first Nintendo. It like blew my mind. I was in love. I was able to jump into adventure and just get lost in it and not think about my circumstances. I remember him coming down one Christmas and we were all playing it, or he was playing it, and my uncle was playing it. He found the warp zone. He was just having a blast, and I just remember watching my father just in awe. Like I think the second time I ever seen my father, and so it's just a core memory I'll always have. But video games has always been a special part of my life, and we're all going through something, no matter how good your life is or how bad your life is. We all have some kind of trauma, some kind of pain, relationship, financial, job stress, kid stress, and video games and cards gives you a time out to life that nothing else really does. You can put everything on pause and just get lost in a different world, and I really, really enjoy that. 12 years ago, I was working at a restaurant as a store manager, putting in 60, 70 hours a week, and I had one of my busters coming in, and they would come in like, "Hey, look, dude, Chrono Trigger, $5. Hey, look, dude, Final Fantasy 3, $5." And I was like, "Why are you telling me about the value of these things?" He's like, "'Cause that's like $100 game. This is like a $60 game." I'm like, "How are you finding these things?" He told me he's going to yard sales, flea markets, and that's how he made a little side income and collected for himself. And I was like, "Oh my god, I love these video games. I wanted to start doing this too." So I started going to flea markets every Saturday and Sunday. I went to different ones. I drove far away. I started hitting yard sales, and this is before it was super, super competitive. I was late on the scene, but it wasn't as competitive as it is now. And I was finding stacks of 64 games for like $30. So that journey went on for quite a few months. In 2017, someone was like, "Man, why don't you sell at the flea market?" So I started selling at the flea markets around 2016, 2017, and my booth would do very well. I'd walk away with almost $1,000 a day, and for me that was a lot of money back then. 2018, Turbo Games, Gary, shout out to Turbo Games. You guys all know him. He's like, "Hey man, you need to go to Portland. You could do $5,000 to $6,000 in a show." And I've never had that type of money, and I was like, "Dude, that sounds amazing." So I go up to the show. I ended up doing $33,000 cash that weekend. Called my wife and was like, "Hey baby, did this much money?" She's like, "Oh my god, I'll never question you on your games again." In 2019, everyone was talking about their seal games. Seal games started becoming really big. I heard one guy walk on my booth and was like, "Man, I just sold a Mike Tyson punch out for $45,000. I'm like, that's ridiculous. What? So I took my collection. It was about a $250,000 $38,000 collection at a time. I just did $38,000 for 2019 in Portland, and I was like, you know, I want to start betting on the games that I think have value in the sealed industry, and ended up turning that into a $1.8 million collection in about a year and a half. I took 4 games, sold them for $140,000, and started my first store debt free.
If you're just joining the YouTube channel, we are watching the premiere of the documentary right now, which is why we're quiet.
This is a big leap. I had a great career. I was doing great on the side business, but I was taking a leap of faith. I was putting my family in jeopardy if it doesn't go well.
All right. So this is Lee. I am COO of Fire and Ice Games. Been here since November of 2020.
Here we walked all over that store.
A month before you started. Okay, so I have to know, how did you and Ryan meet? I started playing Magic with one of Ryan's best friends, Chris. We started playing at about 2009, 2010. We played every Friday, and then eventually Ryan and I met at a Christmas dinner that his friend Chris was having, and we just touched base on video games, on Magic a little bit. I think I'd seen him probably at a couple Magic events here and there in the Sacramento area because Ryan's been playing since he was a kid. I've been playing since I was a kid, but that was the first time we met, and things kind of started clicking. I was working an office job. I was working part-time. He gave me a call. I told him, give me a week to think about it, and I called him back like the next day or something like that. He said, I'm doing this thing. It's going to be crazy, but we're going to do big things. It's going to be in Rockland. I'm calling it Fire and Ice. One side's fire, one side's ice. I want to have games and cards. And I was like, that's brilliant. Because growing up, it was always comics and cards.
So little.
That was the model.
Yeah.
Comic book shops would have trading cards. And like, I grew up in those stores and I never had any interest in the comics. But if it was cards, like Magic and video games, like, oh, I would have been in heaven. Yeah. So yeah, that caught my interest like right away. That and the fact that we mentioned this would be in Rockland, which I knew needed a place like this. I was like,
Set it right there, buddy.
And he was. We're in store number 1. Technically, this is store number like 1 and 2, right? Exactly. It's more like store 1.5 because the original store was like, I mean, was that 300 yards away, 400 yards away, in the same parking lot. Just like you said, order maybe it fits the size of this. It was about 4 times smaller. I gotta know then, at what point did you sort of realize this might actually be a career? When Ryan called me for the first store, you know, I was not so happy in life. I had this degree, I didn't know what I was doing, and I remember talking to my mom, and I was so upset. I was like, I just need someone to give me an opportunity, just give me a chance and show them what I can do. And then lo and behold, that must have been like 3 or 4 months before Ryan gave me that cold call. And so I gave it a shot, and then and things just started clicking and started working really well. Shortly after we started here, I thought about using my degree to maybe go teach, go back to school, get my master's, and I kind of discussed that with Ryan a little bit. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing the thing, and Ryan said, well, how about this? How about I make you COO instead, and we try and take the place to the next level. And I said,
How about this?
It's been a fun ride. I want to go.
Oh, is that right? How about this?
So Lee came in. He decided he was gonna work with Fire and Ice Games. He came in and he just right away just got to work with me. He started painting our question marks on our offices. I told Lee, man, once we start rising, he's gonna rise with me. And that man has given me like everything. Like he cares about this place like no other. And he's a family member to me now. He's now my COO. If I ever sell this business, he gets a small piece of it because he trusted me and believed in me. So
how long after you moved into the big store did you start thinking about the second store?
yeah, that's crazy, right?
As we're in the same position again.
Alright. So here we are, Citrus Heights.
Thank you, brother.
With
I'm Dare, the general manager here at Citrus Heights Fire. My history with Fire and Ice technically starts 20 years ago because when I was 13, I got really big into retro collecting. At the time, mine was a lot of pre-owned cars. So originally, I met Lee buying games, and then we were almost kind of like competitors. There was a bunch of us that were kind of chasing all the same like sales or grails or like flea markets and things like that. So it was kind of like a fun cat and mouse, like who can get there first situation, which but that's essentially how we had originally met. Is I was just getting into collecting, and then our friendship just kind of grew from there, which is ended up here. The way that Ryan builds his stores is really unique because he reflects it with his staff.
Yeah.
So when he was building this one, he was communicating with everybody of like, how do you think this would be? How do you think this would flow? Would this do really well? Like, he kind of builds his store around his community and his employees. So I knew that however he was going to build a second store, it was going to do really well.
Yeah. What would you say it is about Fire and Ice or Ryan that makes it what it is?
The one thing that Ryan and I are identical in is customer service is first. Like,
They're
no
quite a bit ahead of
matter
you.
what,
That's crazy.
At the end of the day, we only meet sales goals
That's one of my favorite pictures too.
have clientele in general.
They're like
fair enough to come back.
20 seconds, 30 seconds ahead.
100% of that is the way that you treat the people that come in. That was one thing we were talking about here is like, this is a whole new community that doesn't know Fire and Ice. So it was about building a culture around customer service is, you know, we have to really get the names to come back.
Weird.
And that's something we've always been really, really on is at the end of the day, how we treat people and how we engage with people is the most important thing.
Yeah.
People will come back if you took the extra 5 seconds to talk about their day or if you genuinely care. So I think the one thing that he's done very correctly to make Fire and Ice successful is he has made it customer service focused.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things you need when you're running a shop.
You are Jesse, co-GM of the Rockland location here at Fire and Ice Games. I first met Ryan through Dare, who was actually one of the leaders over at Citrus Heights. She was like, hey, I know this guy, close friend that's opened up this shop, all retro games, all what we're about. You want to go take a look? And so I started going in with her a couple times. So I started going myself. I got to know Lee. I got to know Ryan really well. I'll never forget the day where Ryan called me up out of nowhere. I never had his number. He got it from somebody. And he was like, hey, I've got some plans. I've seen what you do. I'd love to sit down and talk about maybe you coming over here. And I remember like, yeah, man, I love what you do. Things are going pretty well for me financially.
Who is that guy?
You know, let me think on. Let me get back to you, and I'll never forget. I got off the phone with him. I sat in the back room of where I was at for about 5 minutes, and I said, I think this is a door that I can't close. Yeah. And I texted him back, and I said, I get off at this time. You got time to sit down? And I came here, sat down with him for a good hour, I think, and he kind of went over his story, his mission, and his passion for why he does what he does, and it's really what I'm all about here. You know, everything that we do here, everything that he does, and everything he's about lines up with exactly what I'm about. It is the biggest risk that I never look back and go, I shouldn't have taken it. Every day I wake up and I'm happy to come in here. I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy the people I do it for. And
What did he risk? He risked a steady job that he already had to take a chance on a up and coming store that just opened a bigger store.
he came to you and was like,
So he did risk a lot actually.
second store. Were you just like, yep, that's the exact right thing to do? I was all in. I was all in. He was like, I think I'm thinking about a second location. I think that we've really hit the peak here, but I think there's more opportunities that can be made. And one thing that you'll know about Ryan is like he never makes a decision like that without having all the pieces in place. 100%. Yeah, and also like a big thing too.
That line, dude.
That was crazy.
One thing that he made sure to be clear about with me when he sat me down and wanted to hire me on.
It wasn't because it was like sales or deals. It was all love and support.
Yeah.
Just
And hiring me on, he was like, "You're helping me fulfill my dream. What are your dreams? What can I do to help you? Like, what are you aspiring to be?" He's always thinking about his team and his people. Like, we're all a family here. And so his big promise when it came to like opening up these other locations, it wasn't about him. It was about his people.
Yeah, so we're about a year into the big store. We're doing very, very well, and expansion started creeping in my mind. Mostly because I brought in Dare, I brought in Jesse, and these are people.
We're currently watching the premiere of the documentary.
My thing is, man, if you're helping me follow my dreams, I want to help you follow your dreams.
If you're just now joining
wanted to promote these guys.
YouTube.
I need to expand. I don't need 6, 7, 8 GMs in one store. So the main reason for expansion was to create opportunity for my employees and my teammates. So that's 100% the reason why I opened my second shop. Yeah, so having 2 stores and thinking about a 3rd store, honestly, I always wanted to be in Folsom. There was just no good spots that really seemed like a fire and ice spot. All my spots have, I feel like, have character to them. They're big open spaces, and nothing felt right. Literally after Citrus Heights, my wife's like, "Yo, give it a year before you think about opening another store, please." And my teammates were saying the same thing. 2 months after we opened Citrus
Where are we at
Heights,
now?
I have a good friend that's a leasing agent. Like, you know what? Ask them if there's any spots in Folsom, just for the heck of it. I always wanted to be in Folsom, but I won't be opening anything anytime soon. I won't be waiting a while. And he started looking for me, and once we found this spot, I was like, oh my God, yes, like this is absolutely perfect. I came here one day, and it was 250 to 300 people playing Pokemon Go, walking around. I was like, is there any shops in here that sell Pokemon cards? And there was like, not really. There's a couple shops that sell a little bit and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. And so literally 2 months after I opened Citrus Heights.
Oops.
It's a wild dill dog spotted. Yeah, they were like, some people are way far ahead.
We were at the start of the opening. Yeah, it was not that long ago.
We're currently watching the premiere of the Fire and Ice documentary live. So if you're joining the YouTube, the on my channel, the documentary is premiering as well. So we're all watching it together. That's what's happening. We'll be done here in a couple of minutes, and we'll talk about it.
Okay, I've done this 3 times now. Now I really know the do's and don'ts. Now I really know what I want out of a store. You know, what communities I want to be in. You know, what angles I want to take with the business. So yeah, I knew there was at least one more left in them. So I'm glad Folsom is coming because it's a beautiful store. It's about the same scope as this one, and it looks phenomenal. All right, so we've made it to store number 3, and now we are here with. Hi, I'm Paul Soriano. You want to give us a little bit of background on what you're doing here today? Well, I'm cutting the ribbon. I'm excited about that. Oh, never done that before. Why are you cutting the ribbon here in Folsom? Well, Ryan has graced me with this opportunity because we have, although it's kind of a short history, it's been about a year and a half that we had the first ever video game tournament at Folsom State Prison. And at that time, I was the chief deputy warden. I have since retired. And that brought him out here and made him invest in this community. So it makes sense. We're in Folsom. Yeah. Ryan's opening this store in Folsom. You're here to cut the ribbon. Yeah.
Welcome everyone to Fire and Ice.
Hey, I just want to, I'll talk a little bit afterwards too, but I'm so grateful for everybody and my team. Like, I'm not able
This is
to do what
Ryan.
I'm doing without an absolutely amazing team. A lot of hard work, a lot of effort. But I just wanted to say, like, I appreciate my wife so much. She's been my rock. We've been together 20 years, married 17. And since she's been my rock, I kind of want to upgrade her rock right now. Re-propose to my wife, and guess what? I called your parents, and I said 17 years later, can I have permission to marry your daughter?
Thanks, Kobe.
Your parents gave me permission, so I love what I do. I want to inspire people across the world. I want people to know that you can follow your dreams coming from absolutely nothing. Like I said, foster care, very poor, and just driven, had a passion, community focused, networked, and worked hard and never thought I was better than nobody. Like, you'll never see me walking around saying I have the #1 store. You'll never see me talking down about other stores. To me, that's not my place to ever do that. And to me, if I want other stores to do better, I want to inspire other stores to raise the bar, to keep retro alive.
My favorite line of the whole
Privilege.
video. Yeah.
Me too. Right there.
Yeah.
Same.
That needed to be the end cap for this video.
So good.
Yeah, man. To all the community that support video games and card shops, all the shops in this area, man. Thank you so much. It's so appreciated. I get to follow my dream and create dreams for other people and create, like I said, a place to escape. So I'm just forever grateful for you, all the business owners out there in the area. Just know that if we don't have something, I'm recommending them to your shops. So I want people to come up and see my 3 stores, but go see the other 5 or 6 stores that are in the area too. Make it a whole day. Like if you're traveling
Dead serious.
3 hours away, you get a whole day of just retro this out, and I love that. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you again, brother.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. There we go. All right, now we are back. We can eat our paizukis or whatever these are called.
Puzzle.
And thanks, Slayer. Appreciate it. Since
10 out of 10.
nobody in
Wow,
my family
amazing.
is responding,
That was
I'm going to take this
awesome. It
cookie
was
up to him.
awesome.
If you were joining on YouTube in the middle of that and you didn't know what the hell was going on, which people were asking, we premiered the Fire and Ice documentary tonight, and so we were all watching the premiere at the same time. If you're on YouTube now and you missed it, you can go back. It's now living on the channel. I need to share the link with you so we can have collaboration on both channels.
It's all good.
I have
don't
the
really.
link.
Okay, but I don't really use mine, so I don't mind if it lives on yours.
It could live on both of them. That
Okay.
way it gets
Okay.
double the exposure and
Okay.
So yeah, it did. It got everybody teary-eyed, man. And I want to say, since he's not here, like a lot of hard work goes to Matt. That dude put countless hours into putting that together, scrubbing the fucking internet and your page.
He found a lot of
for-
stuff.
for like old photos, old videos. Just Matt crushed it. He really did such a good job, and I can't say enough good things. I wish he were sitting here with us.
He knows he's the MVP.
Yeah. I don't even know if Matt is here right now. I think he is actually editing
Another video of yours?
another video of ours right now. So, if
see
you
that's an
are
inspiration.
watching, like, dude, you are the champion of this video.
Oh,
Incredible.
appreciate that, Toe Chuck Danny.
Yeah.
What do you do for a
Deadpool,
living?
Thank you.
Freaking amazing. Appreciate all the love, guys.
I assume that maybe is that the missus there?
Who, me?
Somebody's being called babe.
Oh,
I don't
on
think
the right
it's
side? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's my wife.
Okay. I was like,
She actually texted me about the Pazuki.
that's not my
She's like,
wife?
enjoy, babe. Like, she got her Oreo.
I'm gonna take this up to the kids real quick. All right,
Man, I
grab
know
that.
I'm
2
1,000
seconds.
miles away, but your story is definitely on my list. When you make it up there, Kobe, just let me know. I'll take you out to lunch and stuff. Very cool, Tow Truck Danny. Yeah, we're definitely a very close team. I take interest in their lives and stuff like that, and we're just able to be transparent and open with each other. So we've gotten very close. It was awesome to hear the origin story. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Love you, Fancy. You're always just amazing, brother.
The Dill Dog.
I do got a phenomenal crew.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
A lot of people don't understand, too, like the kind of trust that goes into this business. This is a business where temptation is everywhere. I mean, there's a lot of expensive stuff, and California is so hard to live in. California is, I don't care how good you're doing in California, you got to have a side hustle. I have 3 stores building my 4th, and I still have a side hustle. It's just, that's how California is. So if you just don't want to get by, you you got to be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to follow your passion, which is doing this all the time.
Yeah.
But you need a job as well.
Yep.
You just do.
Yep.
At least for a while, till you get to that ultimate
That's
goal,
for sure.
which will happen. I love going to your first 2 stores. Appreciate that. Folsom's special. Like they're all special. Rockland's obviously my baby. A lot of memories there. That's where all the growth happened. Everyone, when I opened that big store, Tofer showed that first store. Everyone, when I said I opened that big store, they were saying I was committing business suicide. Why would you take that chance? You're crazy. Don't do it. Like, you're already doing good now. Like, how can a hobby store make a department store go? And I was going back and forth with that decision for a few days. And I remember telling Lee the night before, like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take the chance. We're doing too good. We'll always be able to survive where we're at now. That I'm not worried about that.
Well,
and
sure, you'll be able to survive, but
yeah. But the next morning I went and sit when I was going to say, tell the landlords no. I just sat there for like an hour. And I said, what do I got to lose? I have an LLC. If it doesn't work out, I can go bankrupt on my LLC. It doesn't touch my family.
mm-hmm.
I know what I'm about. I know I'm going to give it 110% and go hard like no other. And made it a success. We're doing very well.
Fancy's calling for the director's cut.
I want to see it too. I want to see like the Alma, the Phil interview and stuff like that. But Matt killed it. He tied everything perfect and together.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There was a lot of concessions made, but I think in the end, we really wanted things to move at a certain pace. But Skippy's here.
I did see your comment. I love you, babes. In case you don't. Shout out to my wife Nicole. She's the rock. If I don't have an amazing partner in my life that could be okay with me being gone 7 days a week,
Thanks,
8 to
Chandler.
14 hour days, I don't get to do what I do. And a lot of this drive actually comes from her. I have a very sick wife. She's been sick the whole time we've been together. We've been together 20 years, married 17, and you just see me repropose to her at our grand opening. At that last line, I was like, she's always been my rock, so I want to upgrade hers, and she's always definitely been my rock. Not one time does she give me a hard time for being gone. I can get emotional talking about her. What she's been through. She's been through more pain than any human I know. And I don't know. I go as hard as I do, as strong as I do, because I want to give her the life I think she deserves and she wants. And she's happy, but I just want to do everything I can in this life to give her that. And people think I'm crazy how fast I'm going. I'm going fast for a reason, and that's my wife. Then it turned into my opportunities for my team, and so now I'm just giving it my all, man. Another reason why I'm picking up a 4 store, because I have a couple other friends that want to come work for me, and I need to be able to pay more salaries, more paychecks. So there's reason behind everything I do. I don't mean to get emotional, but
That's what it's for, dude.
yeah. Whew. You're my world, girl. Yeah. I get to do what I love every single freaking day. I get to make an impact in the community. I love seeing when we have 50, 60, 70 people in our store all escaping what they're going through life, because I don't care who you are. I don't care how good your life is. You're going through something, and we need a time out to life, and that's what these locations do. That's what my team does. You can't work for me if you're not passionate. I tell everyone, like, they were interviewing for me without even knowing they were interviewing for me. People that were in my life, walking through my life, people I see. I don't hire from resumes for the most part. I don't do the
even Lee you'll see in the extended interview.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was from a friend's
Not
giving.
knowing.
My friends invited us all over, and I just seen his passion, how he was, and I was like, and this was like years later. I was like, hey, can I get this? Anyone know this Lee kid's number? And I got Lee's number. And he had to take a big chance on me as well. Like, I was telling him, like, hey, this is gonna be special. I think this is gonna be big. I think we're gonna do well. If it does, you're gonna be with me the whole time. And he doesn't really know me for anything. Like, he's seen me a couple of times. and the man wanted to be an art professor, and when he told me that I don't ever want to take anyone from their dreams. Like, to me, how can I help you follow your dreams? I told him he can make all the art he wants, put it in my store, and he can make 100% of the profit, 100% of the thing. I don't want none of it because I want him following his dream as well. And I thought I really lost him because he told me that summer.
Well, I remember when you told me.
Yeah, and I was like,
oh boy.
It was funny. I was sitting in bed the night before, and I told my wife, I was like, I want to shoot a shot, and she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, Lee's already decided. I want to think of something creative, what I could do, and show him how much I appreciate him and want him, and not a lot of owners can do in a business. I mean, like we weren't anything really yet. We were just in the building phase, and I showed him the idea about being my COO.
Well, and it's not that from somebody who runs a business also. It's not that a lot of owners can't do it. It's that a lot of owners aren't willing to do it.
Yeah, that as well.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah, but I mean, California is hard to be successful in the business.
Hard.
So it's a little bit of both, I think, at the very least.
It's both, but I think that the thing that needs to be highlighted is the willingness.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes a good business grow and continue and thrive, and that's what keeps people happy, and that's what makes people passionate about what they're doing versus not. And that's why you see such high turnover in so many businesses. And coming from somebody who's in a third generation family business that's been around this stuff forever, like when you see turnover like that, because it's people not willing to make those concessions.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't realize, like, as simple as it is, as simple as it sounds, and as many times as we've been told this in our lives, what comes around goes around. And like, when you pay it forward, it keeps rolling forward. Like, we were coming back from South Carolina, and we were in the South Carolina airport a couple weeks ago. And we got there a little bit early because the family always likes to sit down and have like dinner.
Yeah.
Or like lunch or breakfast or whatever at the airport. It's a weird thing. So we got there like, I don't know, hour and a half early. And there's a little restaurant there. And we go to sit down, and the restaurant's pretty full. There's 4 of us. And the waitress, what's the person that seats you?
Why can't I think of it?
The host?
Yes, hostess or host.
They're like, let me see if we have a table for 4. And so they're like wandering around looking. And I could see that visibly, at least from where I was standing, there wasn't a table of 4. Or there wasn't a table that would seat 4. I could see that there were a few tables that could seat 2. And I could see that they had seated 2 people at tables of 4. They weren't optimizing probably the best, but they were just, like, it just was what it was. And they came back and they were like, we don't have a table that could seat 4. You're going to, it's going to be a little bit of a wait. I'm like, all right. And this lady who was sitting closest to the host desk or whatever, she was sitting at a table of 4 by herself. They had seated her there by herself. But she had like luggage and stuff. She was clearly traveling, and so she's like, you know what? I'll get up and move. Is it okay if I move to that 2 top over there? And they're like, well, if you want to do that you can do that. We weren't going to ask you to move. And she's like, no, I'd be happy to do it so they can sit down and have food. So we sat down. Very nice. We were like, oh, thank you so much. It was very nice. And she was just there clearly to kill time. She had a glass of wine and she had like all of her luggage. She was traveling by herself. And so when our waiter came over and started taking our order, I was like, hey, can you make sure that her wine gets put on our tab? Because she didn't have to move.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? Are you sure? And I'm like, absolutely. She moved for us. That allowed us to be able to sit down and have a meal together as a family before we travel. She didn't have to do that. She could have just stayed sitting where she was and minded her own business.
Yeah, acts of kindness.
And so she came back over at the end, and she was just like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but thank you so much. You really didn't need to do that, blah, blah, blah. And being able to do that with my kids sitting there and have them see that without me saying like, this is what you're supposed to do, kids, blah, blah, blah. I just, I want to be able to do it so they can see it and they can be like, hey, I remember that one time that dad,
100%,
did this nice thing. Because when you do things like that, people don't realize, and this goes back to what you were saying, to be able to create opportunities for the people who have, been there for you when nobody else believed in you. Doing those things really come full circle. And a lot of people don't realize that in life. They're willing to just sort of step on other people to just sort of get to where they need to go. And then once they get to that next tier, they're off and running and not worried about. But when you take the extra time to do that sort of stuff, it pays you back in spades, and people don't realize that.
I agree. I don't know how to not do that.
It's so important. It is such an important thing.
Definitely got to take care of each other.
Fire and Ice on the East Coast.
Man, if I get a huge partner that wants to do some
Hey,
stuff.
Lee, how do you feel about moving? Except for that Jesse guy. I don't know about that Jesse guy. That Jesse guy.
He's begging me to open one in the Bay Area. He wants, I think, East Bay. So if Jesse gets his way. Also, if Lee's brother Phil said they would go out and run that one.
Yeah, he's lame.
That Jesse guy. You reap what you sow. 100%. I agree. Appreciate all the love, Drum Smoke, and everybody. I've seen so much love, and I really appreciate it. Just trying to add value to a community that I think I said it earlier, but a lot of people don't know. Like, I work every single day because it's my therapy too.
Yeah,
that's my therapy. Like, what I'm creating for other people also is therapy for myself.
People don't realize how important it is to find the thing that you love and make a career out of it. That is so important. And most of us don't do that. I've been guilty of that for a long time in my life too. Obviously, I've always sort of like chased my dreams. I've been a musician for a long time. And
Lee said he's flexible. You know me. So East Coast? Lee?
Oh, okay. Man.
My boy.
But like, people don't realize how important that is.
Yeah.
It's so important. It's so important because once you find that, you go, people look at me and they're like, man, you must just be like a maniac workaholic. I put, because of the volume of like content that I put out while still working a full-time job. And it's like, no, I happen to find the thing that works for me. And I think that's why we click so well and we get along so well. And like, we always like, you could call me at any time and any day needing anything. Yeah. And I would do it. And I know that you are the same for
Likewise,
me.
Yeah, 100%.
And we have that connection and that bond because we're very similar in the same manner of like, people can, from an outsider's perspective, you can look at him and go like, you've taken off how many days in 4 years?
It's in the 40s.
Right? Like
40.
And people
days.
are like, what, you're crazy. Like, what kind of work ethic? And it's like, well, no, like you just said it. Even if you could take 2 days off, that doesn't mean that you're going to like not show up and like hang out and like look and see, because you just love what you do.
I do.
Like, you just genuinely love doing it. And that's not to say that it's not hard work. I think people get confused when you say like, oh, well, it's not really work if you enjoy it. It's not really, but you are still working. You're still putting in the time. You're still on the grind. And a lot of the time we still lose sleep. Like, I know you get very little sleep sometimes. I get very little sleep sometimes. But at the end of the day, like, I can still do it all the time because it doesn't feel like, we put in, I think we shot like close to 30 hours of footage for the documentary, right? It ended up being 22 minutes of 30 hours of footage. Yeah. We were there, like half the day on the day before, Friday. Talking to managers, talking to you, and then we were there all day Saturday, right? And then we did a little bit of cleanup stuff on Sunday. And then Matt, I can't remember what he said he had time logged as far as like editing, but it was somewhere around 20 to 30 hours of editing time. Like, you put together all of that and you go like, whoa, like the amount of time that gets put into that, and you're like, well, but if you just fucking love it.
Yeah. he loves his grind and what he does. And talk
I've
about
never
putting
met-
together a good team.
Yeah, I've never
Adding
met
him to your team was
yeah.
everything.
I never met a guy like Matt before that was just like, when he went to SoCal with us.
Yeah.
We put him in the same hotel that we were in, you know, and we like stayed in a fancy hotel. We stayed in the Hilton, right? Nobody paid for it for us. We paid for it ourselves. But I put him in the Hilton with us, and that dude didn't go to bed until I went to bed, and Fancy was with us. We didn't go to bed until like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd wake up in the morning, or Mel would wake up in the morning. She always got up before me because she goes to bed a couple hours before me, and she would go downstairs to get a coffee, and she would come back upstairs, and she's like, "Well, Matt's already sitting down there at the counter drinking a coffee, halfway down editing yesterday's videos already," you know, and I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
That dude just fucking, he's a monster, you know, and it's people don't understand how important that is. How important it is to say, yes, I love every aspect about what it is that I do. I just love every aspect about it. That doesn't mean that it makes it hard. It doesn't mean that it makes it easy or less hard or less work or whatever, or that you're not putting in work.
No,
it's just that when you put in the work,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like it's killing you.
It's normal. It's normal for me now, and I enjoy the grind. The hardest part for me is I have a staff of 40 people now that keeps growing. And when you care about your team and you want to know everything that's going on with those 40 people, man, that's a lot of weight on your shoulders. Having a family of 2 kids is a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
But when you're in charge of 40 people and their paychecks and trying to create opportunities that we're moving to the future, that it's not a short-term run, that's where I lose some of my sleep.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Elliot Chandler has an interesting question. Ryan, can I call the store and have stuff sent to me?
Man, I don't want to go down that.
This is a question you get a lot.
How dedicated are you to Tofer? Tofer can come shop for you and send it to you.
I'll make a
Tofer's
video about it
good.
though, just so you know.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be a personal shopper, I'm gonna make some content about it.
There you go. So all you guys get your your Christmas
Oh
list
my
ready.
God, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start getting all kinds of emails.
The goal is to get there. There eventually.
That's why I wanted to ask that question. I wanted to.
It's been the goal, but then I keep opening damn stores. That was
next on the list.
It was next on the list, and then I decided to open another store. So that requires all my attention. I'm also going to try to do it in 3 to 4 months, which is fast. I didn't realize I did it last time. Do you know I built Folsom in about 4 months?
Mm-hmm.
I got the keys late December, and we opened in April. Sarah.
It was the end of the year.
Told me, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know why I thought it was like 6 to 8 months. But yeah, and that place is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, what you were able to do there was just
definitely speed ran. It was crazy. Tofer has retrieved many of the titles from Fire and Ice and sent them to me. Oh, you got a plug. You got Tofer the plug.
Oh no. I do it for Dill Dog though because
I can help open your shipping department. I like that.
There you go.
The goal is still to get there. I did hire a guy that's supposed to be my warehouse manager, but now I'm opening up another store. So the goal is to get there.
Yeah.
It would be nice to be able to do like live tours and do that kind of stuff with people.
Mm-hmm. I know a guy.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. And then, yeah,
I'm ready to make some announcements.
It's a possibility, but it's also a possibility I've been telling people for 2 years, so I feel bad about that part.
I mean, I think that it's probably less of a possibility and more of like what's going to happen, but it has to happen. Something that I think comes along with doing what you love is there's a natural order to things when you do it, and it doesn't matter how much you want to do this other thing. If it doesn't fall in the natural order of how it naturally feels to you, then it doesn't necessarily feel organic or fun to you anymore. And the second that it stops even just a little bit feeling that way, as somebody who does what he loves and is a creator, like I have a tendency to pump the brakes and go like, hey, something's not right. What is it? What is it about what I'm doing right now that makes me feel a little iffy? And then I realized like, oh, I'm doing these things that I'm sort of like, I want to get there, but I'm trying to take a path that like isn't necessarily inept to making me feel complete or making me feel like happy about it. And that's the same for you when it comes to like, you know that you want to do it.
Yeah.
But there has to be this really natural path for you to get there in order to make it feel how you want it to feel.
Yeah, I got to be able to do it well if I'm going to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like for you, it has to, there has to be, you know, it has to be like 3 rows of things before you can, before the piece that you want to put on goes on.
Yeah.
And if you only have 2 rows, it just doesn't look right, or it doesn't feel right, or, you know.
Agreed.
I was going to buy Atari 2600 CIB off of Marketplace for $120 3 hours after I spoke to the person about when he's available and where to meet up. He blocked me from Messenger and then raised it to $300. Yeah, that happens. That sucks.
Damn. The reason why, because people call and hate, like, you know, that's worth that, and it's because they wanted to get it for $120 as well. Yeah, that's part of the journey. Before I even opened up a store, I was all over. Like Dare said, like I was faster than most.
Yeah.
When I was up in Plumas Lake, there was Dare, a friend named Carlos, Gary Turbo Games was like making his way out there as well, and there was like, I would say like 7 to 8 of us just constantly going crazy after stuff.
Somebody earlier asked a really interesting question that I think would make for a fun conversation. All the stuff that you have in the store, especially a lot of the CIB stuff, like, how do you get that stuff?
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's, before I even opened up my store, I was already creating a reputation of like being a good buyer and not beating people up, and you know what I'm saying, like on prices and stuff like that. So I think it's the community I started building before I even had a store. And I think I did like 3 or 4 big game shows at that time too. But now it's just reputation. Like they see what we're about. You know, we can't have what we have in our stores without doing people right.
Yep.
Like that stuff, it doesn't grow on trees. To be able to have multiple stores, there's so many stores that's been open 10, 15, 20 years, and it's hard to expand. Part of it is because maybe they don't want to. Is multi-store ownership is so much harder than single store ownership.
For sure.
You can't be at 2 places at once, so that's part of it too. But also is getting inventory. It's not sometimes allocation. Allocation is a big part of it as well. But video games, man, that's like third. I mean, you're buying used video games for the most part, and now that physical is going away, that makes that even harder. And we already don't carry all the new titles because we lose our butts on it. Like, if we want to have a new title in our store, we're paying, like, if it goes for $69, we have to pay $59 for it. And then 2 to 3 weeks later, it drops $20, and if you didn't sell all your copies, you're hurting. I've lost like $2,000 multiple times from buying only like 30 or 40 copies of stuff.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But
how much of the store inventory would you say actually walks in the door?
That's a good question.
You get a lot of people that walk in on a
we
daily
do
basis that are trading,
but I would say it's probably,
or selling.
Damn, that's a good point. That's a good question. I would say it's probably around 35%. Not as big as people think.
Yeah.
But it's connections. People reach out to me and be like, "Hey, I got a $100,000 collection. I have an $80,000 collection." They'll know. I'll come cash them out and pay up for if it's stuff that we could really use. And then the other portion of that is going to game shows.
You like going to game shows?
Yeah.
You and I go to a lot of game shows together, actually, and you go. SoCal is a good example.
Yeah.
Where
Portland soon.
Portland, where you go in and you actually go in and shop.
Yeah.
And you're just straight. You're doing no different than anyone else that would be at an expo would do.
Correct.
You're just going in and buying product from vendors.
Yeah, and a lot of times, honestly, I go to a lot of the same people that are just good friends that are shop owners too, because I'm just trying to. I got to spend a lot of the money anyways. It's usually like, especially like Portland, it's the end of the year, tax season, so you want to spend a lot of your profits. So I end up usually going to the same 3 or 4 people. I'm not getting some crazy discount at all, but they made an impact in my life. I love their families and what they're about, so I'll go drop $20,000-$30,000 and just make their weekend. And stuff like that. And you see me at the same booth multiple times. And doing that. And I mean,
in some cases, I see you at a booth for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's been a couple times where I've come back by and been like, "Do you work at this booth now?"
But there's times I actually do. I'll stop. I'll work for 30 minutes while they're all going to the bathrooms or they need help, or like people know I always got them as well. So
that's what I love so much about like the bigger expos that all of us do together.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it a lot of fun.
100%.
Because everybody, it feels it really. There is nothing about those expos, or at least the ones that I've been to and the ones that we've been to together, there's nothing about those that doesn't feel like there's camaraderie there.
Yeah.
There's no like weird like, oh, that's the other side of the tracks people. Those are the people who are from the other side of the blah blah. It's not like that at all. Yeah. Everybody is just like,
it used to be though. And well, I mean, it's just good people find good people, like you said. You gravitate to the good people. Yeah. That negativity, you know, you're interviewing for people you don't want to hang out with and stuff like that. So it's really cool the amount of love we get in SoCal, and we're in NorCal, and the amount of love they show down south is honestly one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
What you looking at?
I was just reading the different chats.
Ryan, what do you think about the future of physical games?
It's funny that you asked this question. Before you answer this question,
okay.
I think this would be a good practice for you, because as soon as we're done with this live stream, I was gonna shoot an unedited long form video where I asked you that as the owner of, you know, in my opinion, my humble opinion, you know, the best game store in the country, like what you think of where things are headed. So this would be good practice. Great question. That's actually going to be tomorrow's long form question. So, yeah.
You want me to answer it?
Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be good practice for you thinking about it, because when we're done with this, I want to shoot a quick video.
This is gonna sound crazy, because I've seen, now I feel like hundreds of people talk about it, which I love that they are talking about it. I am so busy that I haven't gave it an ounce of thought. To me right now I think my thing is we need to have physical games. They're so important. We need to have those Christmas presents. We need to have those memories from Christmas with your kids and all that kind of stuff. But in my store right now, like, we don't really get many people bringing in like PS5 stuff, the Xbox Series X. So it feels like it's already started slowing down in my scene. But of course I want physical games. Of course I think it's so important. At the same time, I don't think I think the physical games, I think they're just gonna go up. Yeah. I think they're not making physical anymore. They're gonna be that much more special,
100%.
Which will bring more attention to the hobby. And there's no reason that video games shouldn't be collector pieces. Like when we were younger, it was your grandma's teacups and spoons and silver, and like, why can't something that gave you so many memories, so much nostalgia, be a collector piece as well?
The idea of, and I've always said that, like, growing up, my whole purpose of collecting wasn't for monetary gain, because it wasn't. It was just like I have a bit of a completionist, quirky mentality or something, you know, like. But you make a very valid point, right? Like, we have Antique Roadshow, and we have, you know, all of these like things where it's like, here's a set of silver fucking spoons from 1912
that you ate with.
Yeah. That people scrubbed on their teeth and, you know, whatever else they did with, served dog food and all this other shit. And they're in this little box, and you found them, and there was only 5 sets of these made, and they were made with authentic whatever. They're made by this special silversmith or whatever. Yeah. And now, congratulations, your set of silverware is worth $500,000 or whatever. Yeah. People find no problem with that.
Yep.
That's like, oh my God, this doll that grandma, that Mima had you know, in the attic for so long. You bring it down, and all of a sudden they're like, "Well, that's a doll. That's a one. They only made 10 of those.
Yeah.
That doll's worth $10,000." And everybody's like, "Oh my God, I could put my kids through college with that."
Yep.
But for some reason,
Video games.
when you say that, it's not so much anymore. But
Yeah.
for a while there, it was like, "How dare you try and profiteer off
Love
of
you, man.
video games?" Right? Like, there's this idea that like that we shouldn't. They
Yeah, it's
shouldn't be worth anything.
Yeah, it's
right?
crazy to me.
But these are our memories, and these are the things that we grew up on. So the ones that are driving that market, it's us.
Yeah.
So if we want to pay $100,000 for a video game from our childhood, leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah, collect how you want to collect.
Exactly.
There's no way. There's no wrong way to collect in my
And
eyes.
it seems crazy to
Yeah.
me that there's, you know, like for years, for a century now, we have been allowing the public to buy small percentages of companies
Mm-hmm.
and make monetary gains off of
Shares,
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the stock market,
Yeah.
right? And it goes up and down, and the people with the most money control it, really.
Yeah.
We found a way to break out of that with our trading cards,
Yep.
and our video games,
Yep.
and our collectibles, and our toys from our childhood, because turns out we don't give a shit about owning, you know, 1/1000th of a tenth of a fucking Exxon oil
Yeah.
share
That you have no passion in. That you're not really following
that you
how they're
can't even
going up.
hold.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
we care about is that copy of Final Fantasy 3
Exactly.
or Little Samson
Yep.
or whatever.
Yeah.
That's our stock market.
Yep.
And for people to, again, not so much anymore, but for there to have been shame kind of put on that
Yeah.
is like, that seems crazy to me.
Yeah. Collect how you want to collect. There's no wrong way. If you want to emulate, emulate.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. To me, there's no wrong way to enjoy what you do.
Yeah. Posture check. My posture bad?
I know mine's messed up.
But that's that's how I feel about that. It's so interesting that you asked that question, because that's what I wanted to shoot tonight's long form about.
For sure.
Because I think it's something I've been wanting. Mel and I did that fireside chat not that long ago, and we were talking about like every Saturday we should just have a bonfire and then have somebody over and do like a quick video.
I would love to do that.
And then we ended up being out of town for like 4 weeks in a row.
But I would say I'm proud of everyone who's making videos about it. Like I know I should probably be a spokesperson to talk about it as well, but I've seen so many game stores. I've seen so many big YouTubers talk about it
Chats.
that and their points are great. I seen a signature, like someone started like a
minty dust.
You see that? Someone started a petition
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and it had a ton of signatures. So I think it's dope.
800,000,
I love that people are doing that.
Yeah.
But my ass is too busy
Yeah.
doing building these stores.
Yeah. I've guilty as charged. I've made a lot of videos in the last like month about physical media
And you should.
But my perspective comes from, which again, a little sneak peek at the video that I planned on making with this guy before he left tonight. But my perspective is coming from like what Sony is doing right now. As crazy as this sounds, is good for our industry, because we need shakeup. There needs to be stuff like this in order to snap people out of like the routine that we get in and realize like, oh shit. Because I guarantee you that Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remaster that's coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2 in like a week would not be sold out across the board if Sony wouldn't have made that.
Those new chats are Dawn and our daughter, Holly's aunt Dawn.
Oh, hi guys. If Sony wouldn't have made that that press, had that press conference and said that they were ending physical games for the PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
I guarantee that some of these more recent games, Mouse, PI, even Splatoon, Raiders, I had a really hard time finding physical copies for. Again, Oblivion is like non-existent. That game you cannot, and it's not even out yet. You cannot pre-order it. it gave Nintendo and, I mean, I guess you can call it Microsoft now, but Bethesda, a really good opportunity. The following day, Sony comes out and they're like, well, guys, we've decided we're going to end all physical discs as of 2028. I'm sorry, you guys are just buying more digital than physical, so that's just how it's going to be. And they think like, well, you know, people are going to be mad, but whatever.
Yeah.
They'll get over it. That gives them the perfect opportunity for Nintendo and Bethesda to come out and go, oh, so we finally have a date for Oblivion on the Switch 2, and it's, you know, what is it, August 10th or something like that. But we just wanted to remind everybody that it's $49.99, and it's completely physical. So all the DLC and everything is on the game card. No internet check needed. Nothing. Just, you know, here's the game. And people just fucking lost their minds and pre-ordered the shit out of that game.
That's dope.
Making it impossible to get.
I love that though.
So, and that's what we needed.
Yeah.
For a lot of people in the industry to go like, oh shit, you know what? I'm gonna make a concerted effort next time to. I could have just downloaded Splatoon Raiders on the Switch 2s because we each wanted a copy.
Yeah.
I could have just bought them and downloaded them.
Way easier.
Which like 2 years ago I probably would have.
Yeah.
But instead I went out of my way to go to like 3 different stores to find 2 physical copies because I'm being conscious of like. Here's the crazy thing. Physical media will not go away as long as we continue to buy it. Because these businesses are in business to make money, and they're going to make money from the things that we buy. So if we keep buying the thing that we want, which in this case would be physical media, they're not going to stop selling it. They might pump the brakes, and they might make some announcements to check the temperature of the water, but I don't know how many of you remember when Xbox, the Xbox One was launching. Microsoft came out on stage and they were like, well, we have some news. This is an all-digital console. No disk drive. All digital future. Everybody loves that, right? And then everybody's like, oh, what the fuck? Boo! You know, terrible. And then the next day Sony came out. This was at E3.
I remember
the
watching
next
that.
day Sony came out and they're like, we're going to
They
show
bragged
you.
about keeping it, right?
Yeah, we're going to show you how you're going to share games on the PlayStation 4. And then they just took a game and handed it to the person next to them. And everybody's like, oh, yeah. And the irony is Sony's the one coming along now doing this. But it takes a moment like that for people to all of a sudden go, oh, I am 8-bit, limited run games, Broke Studio, Mod Retro. All these companies are actually still releasing physical games, and once people become more aware of that, and it's like our job, you know, especially for me, somebody who is on the internet that has, you know, a larger platform, if I could make videos that make people more aware that there are these places out there that are offering this, then the next thing you know, like I Am 8-Bit, they're doing a Sonic Anniversary Genesis cartridge.
Okay.
Which is really cool. It's this like there's 2 different versions. There's a ruby red one and a blue one, clear, and it's just an original Sega Genesis Sonic the Hedgehog that goes in your Sega Genesis. It's the only way you can play it is in a Sega Genesis or Master System. And if they release this and more people know about I Am 8-Bit and physical media, and they make 100,000 of these, and they sell through them right away, and then they go, shit, we could press another 50,000, and then they saw 150,000 instead of 100,000, as where last year they would have only sold 70,000 or whatever, because not as many people are as privy to it, because Sony didn't do this boneheaded move of coming out and being like, we're going to end physical media. All it does is bring awareness. And so for me, this has been a positive. It's a net positive for us. It's a speed bump in the road, or, you know, it's like it's a ditch that we hit for a second, but once it recorrects, it's going to be stronger and better. So in my perspective, in the long run, it's only going to create more opportunity for these smaller people to start selling more of their physical games.
Yeah.
If Sony wants to stop making physical games, fucking so be it. Bye. See you
think
later.
Nintendo takes the opportunity to start running with it? Might as well, right?
They're running with it right now.
I feel like during this talk, I feel like I came up with like the best idea, and I don't know why they don't do it. I don't know if it's because a lot of like some stores who carry new games, like they weren't selling them. They're getting stuck on their shelves. They're losing money. Why don't Sony and these places that are doing this, like, hey, if you want a physical copy, it's going to be $5 or $10 more, and you can purchase it from us.
Yep.
You have it. They have them in the warehouse, or they create them as they go, or whatever. And that way, everyone that's pre-ordered and paid for, you could actually get that physical copy. I think that's the solution.
Basically, that's what Nintendo's
like we don't need them in our stores or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Like, carry them at your places. Have an option that you can go freaking.
Well, and if they give that option, they'll eventually make it to your store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when they come in used,
When they come in
exactly.
used.
So it's like, yo, charge $5 to $10 more, Sony, and people can order it, and you do the print run for exactly how much they do. Like these other places that make print runs for exactly that much. So if they really want to do it, there's a way.
There's absolutely a way to do
raise
it.
raise games. Like they've been the same prices. I know they raised a little bit, but I mean, I feel like games were $59.99 since I was 7 years old, 8 years old when Nintendo was around.
Well, and even in the SNES and 64 era, they like there were some blips in that map where we had $80-$90 games. Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate.
Came with the soundtrack.
Right.
Some things that came with it a little bit extra, but I mean, have that option.
I think that this is something that Nintendo is doing.
The Tengen Tetris,
like,
Tengen Gauntlet. Yep.
The Splatoon Raiders is $59 physical, but you can download it for $49.
Yeah.
And that gives people a tangible thing to go like, well, that makes sense. I'm not getting this plastic case with a,
download
an 8 gigabyte card or 16 gigabyte or whatever it is, 100 gigabyte card. I'm just downloading it. And so I could save $10.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, do it. And the people who don't want to will buy physical. And after this goes on for 3 years, 2 years or whatever, these big production houses will learn what they need to press. And, it's similar to what Tom does with Bowl Airs. Like he goes, hey, here's this shoe that I'm going to make. How many people are interested?
Yeah.
And then he puts them up for pre-order. He sees how many people pre-order, and he goes, cool, that's how many shoes I'm going to make. And so then he makes 50 pairs of shoes.
There's no reason they can't do that with physical media.
They could absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And I think that that's probably the best case scenario because, again, they'll make their way back to Fire and Ice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the people who really want them will buy them.
We want to get them used. Yeah.
And it gives people the opportunity to sell back their games. I think an even bigger problem with physical media like going away, which again it's not, but if it were going away, the bigger problem would be you can no longer sell back your stuff. You can't trade stuff in. You can't.
It gets lost when it gets shut down. Like, that's crazy.
I think that's, don't get me wrong. One of my favorite things, because I don't sell my games, one of my favorite things about physical media is just tangibly, holding it and owning it.
Yeah.
But if
you see it 10 years later, you pick it up, you remember the times you had it, the 20, 30, 40 hours, the time with your boys and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the nostalgia. That's where it's at.
Yeah. I kind of like how modern brands started releasing vinyl copies. Yeah. I mean,
Smart.
Look at it this way. One of the oldest forms of physical media, modern physical media, is records, vinyl records. I think it was like 1928 maybe, I think, is when MCA released the first vinyl record. And it peaked in 1979.
Okay.
And then in 1980 started to decline. Not much, but started to decline. And then most people don't realize this, but actually CDs came about the same time as tapes, cassette tapes. They were just really expensive. So when cassette tapes started to take over, the decline of record sales, vinyl record sales, started. And then by like 88, I want to say, it had like bottomed out, basically. And most vinyl houses shut down. They weren't producing vinyl anymore because everybody was buying cassette tapes, and then by the early 90s, people were buying CDs anyways.
When was 8-track? What was it called, 8-track?
8-track.
8-track.
Yep. 8-track was the late 70s. It was. There was lots of problems with 8-track, and there was actually a few other mediums that tried to come out in between then, like Betamax and stuff that also didn't work. Laserdisc. But what people don't realize now is you want to take a look at where personally, and this is subjective, but where I think physical media, especially physical games, will be going in the following years, 10 years. The most popular by sales volume form of music in 2025 was vinyl records.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
In 2025, vinyl records had seen its 18th straight year consecutively of growth in sales.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's insane how you walk into a Target and you can't buy a DVD, but you can buy a record.
Yeah.
Because people are realizing now that those sorts of mediums are important. People want to own that sort of stuff. And so, like, it's going through growing pains. Vinyl went through growing pains. Like, don't get me wrong. I want to say it was like, I just looked the numbers up not that long ago, but like at the peak of vinyl, which was 79, 80, they were shipping like 500 million records a year. And last year, I want to say it was like 80 million records, which is still a lot of records.
Yeah.
In comparison to 1992 when it was, 200,000.
I thought it'd be a lot less. I had no clue that it's doing that well.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we go in the future with games. What people don't realize is there's so many options now. Back when let's just pick the 16-bit era. Super Nintendo came out. Sega Genesis. You had TurboGrafx too, but like if a lot of us didn't have a TurboGrafx, but you had these systems, and the only way to buy a game was to go to Toys-R Us, KB Toys, and buy the cartridge.
Yeah.
That was it. If you wanted a game for that system, that's the only way you could play a game. Today, we have like a gazillion options. You can buy a disc for the most part if you wanted to. You can also download it. And the thing about music, you can buy a vinyl. You could buy cassette. I bought the newest Blink-182 record on cassette.
That's awesome.
Okay, this is a brand new album
crazy.
On cassette. So this is a great example. Blink-182, I could buy it on cassette. I could buy it on vinyl. I could buy a CD, or I could download it.
I love that.
Or I could stream it now. So all these different options. If this album would have come out in 1978, I would have had one option. Record.
Yeah.
Or listen for the radio maybe to hear the single. But that's it. Record. The only option. That's why we sold 500 million copies of this on vinyl, as where today you could buy it in like 5, maybe 6 different formats. Whatever suits your lifestyle the best.
Yeah.
Maybe you work out a lot and you're a runner and like you can't carry a fucking record player when you're running. So you have it on your phone and you're streaming it. Or maybe you're in your car and you have a CD player, or you have you got a cassette player or whatever. You could buy there's so many different options. And the same thing with movies too. You could buy it on 4K HD, you could buy it on Blu-ray, you could buy it on DVD, you can stream it and you can download it.
Here's a fun fact. My wife parents used to own a video store with VHS, and I never knew that when movies first came out, like they had to pay $100 to $200 for a VHS.
Very expensive.
And that's how they got their money back, was renting them out until they did it enough. But I had no clue that VHSs were $100+ each.
Yeah.
And remember rental stores were the only ones that you could even, they weren't selling them yet. It was always like a 3+ month run before you could even go buy them.
Yep.
And that's so video stores could make some of that money
for their money back.
That's crazy.
It's wild, right?
VHSs were over $100 a piece. That's nuts.
Yeah. So I mean, video games are new still. I know that sounds crazy because they're like 50 years old, but video games are new in comparison to other forms of like entertainment media. Music has been around for like hundreds of years. Like documented recorded music has been around for at least 120, 130 years. And film has been around now for 100 years. So it's new.
Yeah.
And it's just going through growing pains. I think personally what's going to happen is like in the future, all of our game consoles are going to be like this digital thing that has like a little SD card slot.
Yeah.
And
boo.
And I think that our physical media will be much like, I don't have one sitting in front of me, but I think it's going to be like
we'll
a
still
Switch
have
card.
a physical though?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's just not going to be disc.
Okay.
I think it's going back to cartridge.
Okay.
But like little,
okay,
like
SIM cards basically.
Yeah, like SD cards.
Yeah.
Because they hold so much fucking space.
Yeah, how the heck does Oblivion fit on that Nintendo Switch thing?
They're 100 gigabyte cards now, so it'll fit on there. But if you think about it,
that's crazy.
GTA 6, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't think they've announced. Yeah, like Switch cards. I don't think they've announced this yet, but that game's got to be
monster
huge, right?
Did they say they spent $2 billion building that?
Yeah.
For $2 billion. That's how special games are.
Yeah.
That game's going to $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about betting on yourself.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
The only entertainment company that could take 10 years, 12 years
Rockstar
to produce something without releasing anything else and just be like, no, don't worry. We'll get there. You'll like it. Yeah. It's going to sell like crazy. We're just going to keep dumping money into it because they got GTA Online, and it just keeps, it's like a fucking money printing machine. But like one of the only entertainment companies that can get away with that shit.
It's so insane.
Right? It's just like...
But thank God for them because after that, Red Dead 3, they say, possibility?
There's rumors that that's what's in development right now is Red Dead 3. But, like my kids, I'll have grandkids when Red Dead 3 comes out if they work on the same schedule.
Yeah.
Because the last time I played a new release for Grand Theft Auto was the year Leland was born.
Wow.
And he's going to be 13 this year.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right?
You are going to be a granddaddy.
I'm going another 13 years, dude.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Kid's going to be 26 years old.
Yeah. And Grand Theft Auto's not going to be physical, huh?
No. Right now it's not. They have not announced a physical version, but I understand why. Even if they could fit all of this on a disc, which that's where I was getting at, because I don't think that GTA 6 would fit on a disc. It would be one of those multi-disc things. But in that case, like you just said, you can actually buy larger than a 2 terabyte card now. You could buy a 4 terabyte card. So like you could get a little SD card and you can have your whole game on there. You can have entire franchises.
Oh.
So imagine like instead of having an Oblivion remaster, imagine having an Elder Scrolls 1 through 5 remaster of the whole series on one game card. And it's all physical. It's all there on this game card because they're 2 4 terabyte cards, and you can just pop it in.
Does Nintendo like own the rights to that kind of stuff? Or there's like a time period that these other people can't do that?
No, because you know like Sony's done many times in the past. They could just create their own new
cartridge
type of cartridge.
Yeah, okay.
They did it for the Vita.
That makes sense.
They did it for the PSP. Nintendo did it for the Switch. I think that it's a really interesting future that we're going to be living in, and I really don't see it being one that's like as damning as everybody sort of thinks. I think that like we're going through growing pains right now. I don't think that it's doomsday for games or for physical media. I just think that it's changing.
Do you think
change is hard?
You think any of it has to do with because I have being in this company and doing what you do, I see a lot of, is it developers or studios getting shut down, closed down? I have friends who lost their jobs and stuff like that. Like, you think that all plays a part in this whole physical thing, or do you think that's totally separate?
No, I think that, like, I listen to a lot of Tony Robbins, and like Tony Robbins says, life, business, civilization happens in seasons. There's winter, spring, summer, and fall. And spring is always a great season. because you start growing. You can grow anything in spring. Weeds grow in spring, vegetables grow in spring, fruits grow in spring, and then summer comes and you get to watch it all, and then when the fall comes you get to reap all the stuff that you have planted in the springtime, and then winter comes.
Yeah.
And winter is fucking terrible. Like, before we were civilized people, we hid in caves and fucking didn't know how to build fires and all that other shit, and the sun wasn't out only a couple hours a day, and it's terrible. And our lives happen in seasons as well, and I think business happens in seasons. And I think that we, every so many years, we go through this, like, ebb and flow of, like, every studio is getting shut down, layoffs are happening left and right, Sega stops making consoles, whatever the case may be in this winter season. But what a lot of people don't realize is the best time to build and the best time to act and strike is in the winter season, because everyone else is hiding and they're scared.
And for example, you just nailed it perfectly. Sony announced that basically we're stopping physical. That's wintertime. Nintendo was like, guess what we're dropping tomorrow? Physical copy of Oblivion, like you said. So that's like them planting in winter, not technically the season of winter, but like in that industry, basically, right?
Yeah, but
that'd be equivalent.
The one thing that I will always say is, for every one big studio that gets shut down, 3 new ones like come out of the ashes.
Okay.
And it happens every single time.
So we're not losing passionate people and stuff like that.
No. And don't get me wrong, like, especially as people get older, like the Hausers retire from Rockstar, right? Like, I don't think either of the Hauser brothers are at Rockstar anymore. But with the exception of, like, somebody just sort of aging out or retiring out of the industry, when you see a development studio close or get shut down, you watch and look at the patterns going all the way back like 30 years. You see a big development studio get shut down, and then within like 5 years, 3, 4, 5 new indie studios are like kind of blossoming.
Yeah.
And then of those 5, 2 become the next big fucking massive studio. They become the next Bethesda. They become the next 343. They become the next, insert big studio here.
Who does Elden Ring?
That is From Software.
Okay.
So, great example, like, you get these big studios, and then they're the new big dogs.
Yeah.
And then they go about 10 years and they shut down. And then 3 or 4 new studios branch from them. So it's just like this never-ending cycle of, like, life, death, life.
Yeah.
So, like, bad times, I think I've told you this, but, like, bad times create, tough people. Tough people create good times. And then good times create weak people. And weak people create bad times.
Yeah.
And it's the never-ending cycle of, like, that's just life. Look at generations of people.
Yeah.
And look at, like, the World War II generation or the Great Depression era generation people, like our grandparents.
Yeah.
Were fucking, those were,
Yeah, you hear it all the time.
They were considered the best generation, right? Because they lived through all this shit. And then what did they create? No offense, but they created a really fucking weak generation. And then that generation creates, it's just this over and over and over again. And you can relate it to video games. You can relate it to, like, life in general. You can even go back and look at, like, civilizations that have risen and fallen and watch the patterns. Like, life in general is just pattern recognition. And once we learned as a people, as a civilization, to recognize patterns with seasons and stuff, then all of a sudden we became civilized, and we learned how to, like, we learned that, like, in the wintertime, every year at this time, it's just going to fucking get shitty, and it's going to rain, or it's going to snow. We're not going to be able to grow anything, so don't even try. We're just going to live off the stuff that we grew when it was nice.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's going to get nice again. We're going to grow all that stuff and prepare for it to be bad again. And that's just, and that's what we're going through right now. It's not a simulation. I mean, it could be that too. Dan started a new studio. I know.
All the way from that physical That physical question.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
But we have people like you who are on the forefronts, and I love all the talk about it. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think that when's the next stream? I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So tomorrow night we'll stream. Matter of fact, I do, before I forget, before we end this stream, I do want to remind you, tomorrow night we're going to stream. I don't know what we're streaming. We're going to play some games, the wife and I. Probably something like Fortnite or something. But Wednesday, you guys have been asking for it. Wednesday, we're going to stream from the M64. And I thought since we're streaming from the M64, we might as well just give away an M64.
Nice.
So.
Already?
Yeah.
Before it's even, it's not out
it's
yet.
It's out.
Oh.
Yeah, it came out last week.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Is it, I see all the amazing commercials of it.
Yeah.
But it's like in GameStop and stuff like that? Or?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It's out. I don't know that GameStop got their own special edition colorway. I'm not sure what the availability is like in store in GameStop.
I love all their videos of them packaging it up and stuff like that. They did a really good job with that.
I feel like it needs to be like in store Fire and Ice. I feel like it needs to be in store, like the Chromatic.
I think so too. I don't know why it's not there yet.
Yeah. I have saved so far. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to remind you on Wednesday we're gonna go way back to the 1995, 96, whatever year that was. We're gonna play some 64 games, and then at the end of the stream, give away an M64.
Zora's not down here.
Did she get a treat?
Yeah.
Oh.
From Michelle.
Zora! Auntie Michelle gave you a treat.
I don't know if a lot of people have dipped out or whatever, but I appreciate... Oh, wow. She was super quiet.
She's like, whoa.
I appreciate everyone checking out the documentary with us and stuff like that.
And likewise, I really enjoyed making it. Like, thanks for... not just for the documentary, but for the last umpteen years, letting me be like a fly on the wall, and
of course, man,
getting to experience what you are building. You only got one. I don't know what else to tell you. Letting me experience firsthand what you're doing and what you're building, because I've said this before on here, and I'm sure you've heard me say it, but. And maybe you didn't know this for a long time, but I always watch what you do and use it as because I can watch and I can learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that that's how like I said, a lot of life is pattern recognition. And when you get around somebody that is high performing and is doing things that are super motivating, then it also motivates you. And when you get motivated by the people that are motivating you, it just makes you want to be around those people more, because it makes you excited and happy, and it's only something you understand when you're around, when you have a friend like that you get. When you're around somebody that pushes you, that is constantly pushing you forward all the time, you just want to be around that person more.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself sort of distancing yourself from the other people that you've been around in the past, or the friends that maybe didn't push you or motivate you.
I think it's an act of love. I really do, when people are pushing you to be better.
Yeah.
And it could push people the wrong way. With 40 people in my business, I'm always trying to create leaders and stuff like that. So it's not easy, because everyone takes appreciation different. Everyone's stress is different. Everyone had different things going on in life. But I didn't know forever, dude. It's funny. Both times you've told me, I didn't know the first day you came in my store, a couple days, you just want me to share your stuff. I mean, you came in.
I remember.
I thought you were
just being like, man, wouldn't it be?
You were already a badass, dude. I didn't even know anything about that. And then,
wouldn't it be cool if one of my videos showed up, if we shared collaboration on
so
a
crazy
video
to
or
me
something.
To hear you say that. And then when you told me to go back and watch your episode, and you're you said he doesn't know, but I've been studying him for a couple years, and I was like, huh? And I was You said I was a retail genius, so thank you for a little.
Well, when you
love.
watch like
Yeah.
when you watch somebody that just has a thing.
Yeah.
For me personally, and not everybody is this way, but for me personally, it's always a fascinating thing.
Yeah.
It's always it's you kind of stop and go like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Like I need to understand more about whatever is going on because seriously, if you've never been into one of the stores before, into a Fire and Ice, like it's just a different experience. And when you have that, it's like the only way that I could describe it is like the first time I went to Disneyland as an adult, where Mel told me so many times, she's like, Disneyland is just so, it's just, you would love it, and I'm just like, like whatever. It's a theme park, you know, like it's not that big of a deal. And I had Paul, if you're watching, Paul was actually the first guy that told me to come check out Fire and Ice, and I was just like, Paul goes to all these game stores. He's always just like, check out this game store and check out that game store, and I'm always just like, I'll get to that, And that's how I felt about Disneyland too with Mel, and she was just like, oh no, it's different. It's not like other theme parks, and I remember going to Disneyland for the first time as an adult because it had been years since I had been, and just being like, whoa, like. She's right. And it doesn't click this way for everybody. I understand.
But it changes when you have kids as well. And seeing her so happy.
And just wrapping your head around what Walt built with Disney, right? And going like, wow, this dude is just like, he was different. He was thinking way outside the fucking box than anyone else was thinking. And that's why he was able to create this thing. And not to, again, Ryan and I are really good friends, so I'm not going to be like, you're the next Walt Disney. But,
of course not.
But you know what I mean? Like,
No,
I had the same feeling when I walked into Fire and Ice for the first time. So many people were like telling me, like, you need to go check the store out. And I'm just like, yeah, I'll get to it. And then when I went in there, I was like, whoa, okay. I need to understand a little more about what's going on here because it's very different. It's different than all the other game shops I visit. No, and I'm not saying bad things about other game shops. I love visiting other game shops. But what you do is very different. And so that's what made me go like, and again, a lot of people don't realize that modeling is half of learning and becoming a better person at your own craft and learning how, whatever it is that you're doing, how can I recognize the patterns and then implement that into my life and what I'm doing.
I see my influence
not
a
copy,
lot.
but like, you know what I mean?
You're
like,
influence. You're inspired influence, and you got to take that as a compliment.
Right.
But what's funny is like you see that, you say all those nice things. Me, I'm waking up every single day like I haven't accomplished anything. I'm scared to lose it all. I don't ever want to like
that's how
hit that bottom and stuff like that. So that's how you know I don't
you're
see
truly
it that
successful.
way. I appreciate it, but like when you say that, it's always like a shock to me because I'm just in the day to day. I know what I need to do this day, and stuff like that. So I wake up every single day like I've accomplished nothing.
Yeah. Hey, do you ever like? I mean, you had to have after opening Folsom, like, have a moment, and sometimes it's only just like a quick moment where you like, you're the hiker on Mount Everest, and you look back and you realize how.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How much you've come, how much you hiked, and all of the shit that you've managed to endure through. There has to be
few times, and it's usually like when I'm crying at the grand opening and stuff like that, and thinking about, man, there's a ton of hard work. Like people think it's overnight success, and we're just getting lucky. They don't see that.
It is very difficult to have that
people don't understand how hard it is in California to have 40 employees. We have 110,000. Our payroll is $110,000 a month, and for a hobby shop, that's crazy. So, dude, no, like, I mean, the answer is yes, but like I said, I gotta wake up every single day like I haven't accomplished anything to keep this going. But the few times that I have, it's usually the grand opening, and honestly, it's when I'm out to dinner with my wife, and the manager will come over, they'll comp our dinner, or they'll come over and saying like, I love your shop, or me and my wife's in the Kaiser and her nurses will be like, oh, I love Fire and Ice, or it's just people recognize the brand, which is crazy because I'm I'm not out there marketing myself. I'm not an influencer. I mean, I might influence people, inspire people, but I'm not on making content and stuff like that. It's more about the brand and stuff like that. People like you who done a lot for my business. People like Queen, Gabo, that just wants to be around us and make that content. That's where I get that kind of stuff. But it's really just the people come up to me when it's just one-on-one, and it's just like just recognizing me. And you don't know how many, I still get it to this day. They come up to me or they'll tell me like, "Oh, you work at Fire and Ice?" And I was like, "Yeah, I work there." Sometimes I'll be like, "Actually, I own it," and stuff like that. But obviously I'm working there. So I love how when you see most owners, or not like video game owners, but just owners of companies.
Well, most time you don't see them.
Yeah. Or they're suited and booted and everyone's scared when they come in and that kind of stuff. So it's different to have an owner that's so like in the business.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very different, and I can say as like a close friend, every once in a while you should just like, I consider it a type of meditation that I do, because I practice a lot of mindfulness, where you kind of have this moment of like, just stop and reflect on where you were 10 years ago and where you are now.
Yeah.
I had this moment at Comic-Con last weekend where Mel and I were at Jay's comedy show on Saturday night. And you recently went to one of Jay's comedy shows. They're always funny. He's funny as hell.
He killed it.
And I'm sitting there at this table, very similar to the one that he did here.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there at this table with Mel, and Jay says something. It was like part of one of his jokes, and then he like made a poke at me. Yeah. And I had this realization that like, fucking 22-year-old me would lose his fucking mind. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like 22 years ago last weekend, I was at Comic-Con. Yeah. Standing in line all day long to see Kevin and Jay in Hall H. And if you would have told me then, like, hey, just wait another 22 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you're going to be there.
Yeah. And friends with them, like real friends?
Yeah. It would have been like, you're fucking out of your mind. And taking a moment to reflect on that. Yeah. And just appreciate it. Knowing you now. Yeah. And having not known you before. But now having been able to sit down with you, like you asked me like what my favorite part of like shooting it was. Yeah. And I said like sitting down and just getting to know. I already know your story, but getting to document your story so other people can hear your story. Like that, the mountains that you have climbed from where you were.
Thank you.
10 years ago to where you are now.
Even 5 years ago.
Going on the trips that I've gone on with you.
Yeah.
The one to Redwood City, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, sometimes I'll be, documenting this stuff, and it's like, I'll seriously be like, does this motherfucker know? Know, like, what, does he realize right now, like, what we're doing?
That's crazy.
It's just, it's crazy to be like,
yeah.
I hope, I know how you are, and I know what kind of work ethic you have, and I know that, like, you're a lot like me, where you don't look back at things most of the time because you're just fucking dead set on, going forward. I do the same thing, but I just hope every once in a while you, like, adjust that rearview mirror and look and go like, wow.
I appreciate it, man. Other times I really feel it too, because you know me, man. If someone compliments me, I want to compliment them. Like I don't take praise like super. I don't say I don't take it well. I appreciate it, but it feels awkward and stuff like that a little bit. And like the times where I really love it is like we're up at our panel. The first thing I do is like, hey, grab 2 more chairs. I want Jesse and I want Dare up here too. They're part of it. I want them to get their praise too. We're a squad up here. I don't need it all for myself and stuff like that. So it's those times and having them come up there and having questions asked of them and just see how proud and how they talk. And the times what you captured with them doing the interview, those are everything. That's going to be a time capsule for me in 10, 20, 30 years that I'll always have. And thanks to you, it's one of the greatest gifts I got in my life, if not the greatest gift. So I really appreciate you wanting to do that.
It was a pleasure to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And like I said, being a fly on a wall, I learn a lot of what I learn by modeling. So like, I find somebody who's doing something that's extraordinary, and I just want to look at it and go like, all right, what is, like what's happening here? How can I take whatever it is that you're doing and apply that to me and to my, what I'm doing in my position? And like, I can think of a few people in my life that have ever influenced me enough to enact like real change in my life. You are one of them.
I appreciate that.
So like being able to be around it and being able to, like watch is a gift in itself.
Thank you, brother.
So
likewise, I love how we can call each other out on our bullshit too,
Yeah.
and we can just be honest and transparent. Like, well, from my opinion, I don't think that's working. Or from your opinion, you're not scared to tell me the hard things, and I appreciate that. You need those people.
Well, that's because it's way more important than the other shit.
Yeah.
And most people aren't going to tell you that.
Yeah. It's hard. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt nobody. You don't want people to take it the wrong way. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Constructive criticism. Ryan used to be so shy 2 years ago on the stream. And now he's an amazing talker. I agree.
Oh, really? I don't. That's crazy. Like,
you've grown a lot, dude.
I appreciate it. I'm
Matt,
still like self-conscious about it for sure.
Even Matt is just like, when he was editing and stuff, he was just like, man, night and day difference with like
I appreciate
the way that you present yourself, the way that you hold yourself, the way that you talk. You don't feel so like
good, because it's one of my biggest fears for sure.
Yeah, you nailed it, Michelle.
Appreciate that.
Don't be a bobblehead. I am a bobblehead. Unfortunately, I have essential tremors, so I always look like a bobblehead. Thanks, Dad and Grandpa.
Yeah, thanks for all the love, guys. I see a lot of comments and stuff like that. Can't hit all of them, but
we should probably wrap it up for the night, because I still want to shoot that long form video with you. It only take like 10 minutes. It's all unedited. But thanks for letting us do this live.
Heck yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Matt.
Again, I wish this dude was here, but I guarantee you he's editing a video right now.
Yep. Grinding.
That's just what he does. But the next time you see Matt in the live stream, you have to make sure to give him props, because he is the unsung hero of a lot of this. Like a lot of the videos, especially when it comes to like the content from Comic-Con when I'm traveling. Like I shoot a lot of stuff, and I rely on him for me to be able to like, hey, can I upload some footage, and then I'll continue to shoot footage while you edit the footage, and it's just it's a really great. One day he's gonna live out here, and we're gonna like really go hard.
I know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it will.
I think it's in short term. I mean, I think it's gonna happen sooner than later.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Thanks for sharing this with the public. Well, yeah. Also,
my pleasure.
It's going to live now on YouTube. It'll be on both the channels. It'll be on the Fire and Ice channel, and it'll be on my channel. Please share it. I think that this story needs to be seen by more people, and I can't wait for more people to see it. I can't wait to do more projects like this. I really enjoy doing it. It felt like a little bit of like an icebreaker for me back into like film in general, and actually telling a story. So it was a lot of fun. It was like a pleasure to do it. And
Oh, also, I didn't say anything, but in 29 days, I get to go to Folsom Prison again and do another tournament. So our third tournament's
less than 30 days away.
I'm excited about that. We need to get you out to one of those whenever you're ready.
Nate, thank you so much. Cyril Lewis, thank you so much. Soviet Men,
What was grade school like as a kid for you and foster kid? Grade school, honestly, like it was moving. We were moving a lot, which sucked. But honestly, I got into sports and got lost into like baseball and basketball and stuff like that. So sports was kind of like my getaway, and video games. Video games took me away from a lot of that kind of stuff. So honestly, being in the foster care, the people I were with was probably the best for me. So I came and be. As you get older, you don't realize that as a kid, obviously, but as you get older, it was the best for me. So I luckily didn't have anyone bad taking care of me when I was taken away.
Yeah.
So they were all good people doing the right thing. You hear a lot of the bad stories and stuff like that. I mean, they struggled and stuff, but they were good people.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Don't forget to share the video, comment on the video, like the video if you like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. If you don't like it. But if you do like it,
Appreciate y'all.
hit the like thing because it helps. And thanks so much, everybody, for hanging out. Tomorrow night we'll be live again. I don't know. We'll be playing something.
Good night, y'all.
And then Thursday we're gonna go fishing. I mean,
Nice.
Tuesday we're gonna go fishing. If you're watching over on YouTube,
Appreciate you.
thank you so much. I appreciate everyone who watches over there. Man, I can't believe that YouTube live, man, is really going. I appreciate it. YouTube, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Enjoy the journey.